you guys give me if I kill that bird? Marvin, that's a bald eagle. Get away, Baldy! Yeah! Oh, well, good evening, and good evening. This is The Wort with Mike, Pete, and Steve, GovsRadio.com. We are live here at the biggest and the baddest comedy store in all of Long Island, Governors, in the heart of Nassau County, Levittown, Long Island. We are here today with our guest. It's Sal from the 18th Ward. If you didn't know by our posters, it's there, but we'll get to him in just a minute. But before we begin tonight's evening events, don't forget Paul. Paul's here from Ghost.
What's up?
There he is.
How's it going, everyone?
All right, so we're going to get right to these guys in just a moment. But I don't know. He's not on camera just yet. So wait, let me shift. There he is. There he is. All right, cool. All right, so let's get into some of our sponsors, Steve.
All right.
Let's start off with Rosie's Draft Solutions.
All right. Rosie's Draft Solutions is a Long Island family-owned business that provides professional draft beer system services, line cleanings and maintenance, draft beer line system installs, event dispensing solutions, and more. They're professional about craft beer and making sure that it has the same quality as when it left the brewery, and that is only done by making sure that the draft systems are perfectly clean. Squeaky, I say. Rosie services bars, restaurants, halls, events, and all other beverage establishments, including home kegerator installs across Long Island and Westchester. You can reach them at rosiesdraftsolutions@gmail.com or call them at 631-219-2075, Monday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Mention the Wort, and I think right now they are doing anal fissure.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, they will aspirate your anal fissure.
I think that's going to expire on March 31st. So get to yours
quick. Full service, right?
Yeah. Go to Rosie's Draft Solutions.
That's what they're all about.
And let them know the Wort sent you. Tonight we're also sponsored by Brewbag. Brewbag for your beer pong cornhole. Go to brewbag.com or head over to our Instagram. In the bio, there's a link called Linktree. And in there, you'll get a special little hop, skip, and a jump over to our personal Brewbag page where you can order your own Brewbag now, accepting personalizations where they'll vinyl wrap your brew bag with your own logo, whether it be your personal home or whether it be your cool garage brewery.
I am getting one with a picture of me from behind naked.
That'd be perfect.
And the bottom
and
hole.
The center hole.
Is the center hole.
Getting one? Come on.
He has two already.
I already got a bunch of them.
Yeah. So go to brewbag.com and in the promo code type in Wort, W-O-R-T, for your special discount on Brewbag. Go to brewbag.com. Tonight we're also sponsored by Beer Maker. Usually I have Peter do this way. B-E-R-K-E-R. Yes, a fully automated brewing system using all grain ingredients. Go to BEERMKR.com or go to our Instagram bio and Linktree and get your...
Watch a few videos, see what it really does.
It's a lot of fun. You can make your own brew or you can go off their recipes, but either way, it's beer making simple. You have an app that controls everything, automates you, lets you know when to change and add hops and add adjuncts and all that good stuff. So go to BEERMKR.com for your beer maker today. And finally, we are sponsored by Brewers Hardware. Brewers Hardware for your small batch or large capacities. Go to Brewers Hardware. Thank you to Brewers Hardware for being one of our sponsors who gives us some stuff to give back to our brewery guests. Speaking of our brewery guests, we have Saul and Paul. Saul and Powell.
Wow.
Saul and Powell? I know. I had to shoehorn that in, but it's definitely Sal and definitely Paul. And I might say Saul again.
I think so.
Because I did watch Better Call Saul over the weekend, and I heard the word Saul like 15 times. So it's starting to get to me. So, guys, thanks a lot for coming on, man.
Yeah.
I want to, right off the bat, just say what inspired this kind of meeting tonight was this beer. Knowing that my favorite style, if everyone knows, is a black IPA. And this black IPA... is delicious. And I got it the night of Billy from Nightmare's release. I said,
Okay.
I came for Billy's release and, show support and all that stuff. I really came for the Black IPA. I'm not kidding. This is what I came there for. And I got 2 4-packs. Obviously, I have 3 beers left, so I enjoy it thoroughly. And I'm going to pour this beer right away because this is...
4-pack for you.
Oh, God, there we go. Now we're talking. Well, listen, I won't be shy on the pour then. Go ahead and when you're done, you just fill it up. Open it up nice and cold and ready to go. So let's first, right off the bat, Sal, let's get to you. Let's talk about 18th Ward.
Yep.
And what was funny is right before this beer came out, I was at your brewery. I was at a show, Sunny Day Real Estate, over at Brooklyn Steel. And I'm Google searching, breweries around there. Fucking across the street. You can walk out of the door and into your brewery pretty much. Had a great time. Great beer, great atmosphere. Love that area of Brooklyn. I want to hear how this all started because this was a lot of fun to kind of not stumble upon. You heard the name out there, but to finally experience it kind of without warning, it was awesome. I think I love that feeling. You just you stumble upon a brewery dude, boom, that's right. I'm here.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, we're pretty small. Not too many people know of us. But we're starting to get our name out there a bit. They specifically chose that location just for being right across from Brooklyn Steel.
Oh, dude, you got to have every concert people pre-gaming and post-gaming because that's
Not
what I
every
did.
concert, but
Enough of them.
most of them. Yeah.
The Celine Dion crowds don't really come in.
But yeah, most of them. It's it'll be busy for a bit.
Yeah.
And dies down during the show, and then after the show, they come back for more drinks.
Yeah, that's what I did. And parking wasn't as bad as you would think. You
No.
associate Brooklyn with being a
It's
tough
really good
place.
over there. No.
It's not bad because it's kind of set off out of the way a little bit, and a lot of the businesses in that area are closed by that time.
Yeah, it's all industrial. Over
Yeah,
there.
so it's really easy to find a spot right down the block, and I was like, wow, this was easy.
Yeah,
so
I park there all the time.
yeah. And it's a decent area. I mean, as much as it's industrial, it doesn't look super run down. If anyone's familiar with places in New York City and in the boroughs, I mean, there are places that you would be like, let's not go there. But no, very nice area. And everyone's there hanging out because they're all concert goers. So give us a little background about 18th Ward. How did this get started? Go back to the beginning. Found this place, in the right spot, probably, like you said, because of Brooklyn Steel.
Yeah. So that goes before me. So I'm just a head brewer there. Jordan and Mike are the main owners, and they kind of picked that spot.
Yeah.
They also own Jimbo Slims in the same area and the Northern Bell.
Okay. I've heard of Jimbo Slims, yeah.
And Northern Bell, which is like a barbecue restaurant kind of
Okay.
thing. So that's like our sister bar. So they wanted to open a brewery, so then...
So they were restaurant people looking to
Yeah.
do the brewery word.
Yeah.
Huh. Now, when they found that spot, did they have a head brewer to start with?
They had someone in mind. It didn't last long, I guess. I don't know. They kind of moved on. I think they just got into a different field. And that's kind of where I came on.
Now they obviously, like you said, chose that spot. What were from now that you guys are doing a renovation, we'll get to that. What were the downfalls of kind of rushing to get into that spot and get set up? What were the things that caused a chain reaction to get you to the point where you guys are doing renovations to kind of make room and get things going?
Yeah, so I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't there from day one.
Right.
It was a tight spot. They originally put in 3-barrel system, and they outgrew it right away.
As they would.
Because of COVID, everything had to be packaged pretty much.
Man.
So there was no shows, so no one was coming in. So we had to package everything. It's
Now, you were there during the COVID times?
No.
Okay.
I joined on afterwards.
Just after kind of when things started opening up? All right, good.
But so to meet the minimum packaging with Malt Man, it's at least 100 cases. So that's every single fermenter at the same time.
Running that bad boy into the ground?
Yeah, so then we quickly, that's when we went over to Long Beach and kind of did an all prop thing with him.
That's awesome.
We moved in our own fermenters there. They're very nice people. They let me do kind of whatever.
Yeah, Dan's a big proponent of the show. We've had him on a few times, and
nice.
Love Dan very much so.
Good guys.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, they're great. They're great hosts for us. They kind of just let me do my thing, leave me alone. Then from there we made sure there was a big enough audience to buy our own 10-barrel brew house.
Yeah.
So we bought like a 10-barrel from Alpha,
Okay.
and now we're moving it into that tiny spot.
Yeah.
It's
I
gonna
mean,
be
what do you-
really tight.
Squeezing it
It's
in.
gonna be really tight. but
What do
it's
you guys
worth it.
have to do to make that happen? Was there like structural work that needed to be
Yeah, we
moved?
knocked down a bunch of walls,
Boy.
ripped up the floor, had to put new drains in there because there was only like one trench drain, so now we have to add more.
Yeah, with the more tanks. You need
Yeah, I mean, all that stuff is kind of above my pay grade.
more.
And I was like,
Decision making.
I just told them what to buy, and I was like,
Right.
someone else will come and install it.
I like the consulting work. A
Right?
little less hands-on. You're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
all right, just get
Yeah.
this stuff
Put
for
that
me.
over.
I like
I
these
just got like a
toys,
million
please.
quotes from like all the brew
Yeah.
house manufacturers. I was like, I like this one the best. So.
Before coming over to 18 Ward, were you brewing somewhere else? Or?
Yeah, so I was at District 96 for 4 years.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did
so-
see the picture that you posted. You in your old stomping grounds. I didn't know if that maybe you grew up there or that
no,
you were
yeah.
actually brewing up there.
Yeah, no, I worked for them for 4 years.
Wow.
So I was like, I
How
learned-
was that? How was that experience?
It was great. I mean, I actually ran into Chase.
Yeah.
That's the guy who I used to work with there
Mm-hmm.
at CBC in Albany. No, it was fun.
By the way, congratulations
Oh, thank you.
on the
Yes,
second
congrats.
place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for Amber.
For
House.
Amber, yes. Did you bring that with you?
No.
Damn.
It was like we sent them like the last few cans we had.
I feel like
As you always do. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know what? Let's send that in.
Yeah, I was
I
like,
feel
oh,
like
why
that's
not?
the one I had when I was at the brewery because I love a good amber as well.
It
Yeah.
probably is.
Yeah, it's like a staple, right? You guys have it on enough.
I've only made it once.
Oh,
Yeah,
well then,
no.
well there you go. Maybe
Yeah,
not.
I would definitely
Maybe I
make
just
it
got
again
lucky.
for sure.
It's true. I like enjoyed the whole vibe of the place, the look. How exactly is the space changing? To give people some imagery, when you walk in the door, you kind of dogleg left, and then there's tables to the left. There's a separation bar, and then there's the main bar. Are we going to expand the tasting room out into the main floor? Are we
So
going back a little bit, forward a little bit, or is it getting smaller?
The tasting room's getting smaller.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So we used to have that stage in the corner.
Oh yeah,
With
yeah.
music equipment. That's gone. And now the bar is over there in the L shape. And then you have the walk-in cooler
Okay.
right behind it with the taps built
Yeah,
into
yeah.
it.
So that's some kind of big changes.
We didn't lose. I think maybe we lost, like, when it comes down to, like, 2 tables, which isn't bad at all.
No.
Like, it's a concert. People going to stand. People cramp up in there. There's nowhere else to go.
What kind of live music do you have there? Do you have stuff like on the off weekends where Brooklyn Steel wasn't having shows? Is that what the concept was?
Yeah, so I think it was, like, every Sunday we do, like, a Colossus Music Festival.
Okay.
It's, like, a lot of indie folk kind of music.
All right. So then Smoke the Light probably wouldn't make it on the.
Oh, yeah, they wouldn't be the headliner in that.
But,
Not
You could
yet.
have an alt rock, like grungy, post-apocalyptic psychedelic grunge. I like it.
this year they're
Sludge
moving
metal.
into
Sludge
Saturdays in the summertime. So it's like every Saturday in the summertime.
Yeah,
We have music.
it's a cool spot. I mean, just the street level stuff. You have a couple tables out. You have your food truck that was out kind of
the
on the
taco truck.
sidewalk a little bit, which was nice. And it was warm, I think, when we went out there. Or when we were there. So it was nice to just be able to walk in and out, be around the area. Everyone was very cool. I want to give you an opportunity kind of to talk a little bit about 96. So what were your experiences there? What did you kind of learn from that and bring over to 18th Ward? Like what kinds of things
So
kind of traveled with you?
Yeah. So if you know anything about District 96, they're all about their hoppy beers.
Oh, yeah.
So, we were brewing like doubles, triples, quads all the time. Like
How'd you get hooked up with them?
I just applied.
Okay, there you go.
And,
Nice.
Like me and Chase like clicked right away, and he trusted me a lot. So
Cool.
I
Did
learned
you
a lot
have
from him.
like homebrewing experience? Like,
Yeah,
what'd you bring?
yeah. So and then I went to brewing course up in Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like I think it was like a year program, and then they make you do like an internship for half a year. So I interned up at New York Beer Project in
Oh, cool.
Lockport.
They won some awards as well.
Yeah,
They did
yeah.
pretty well.
Yeah, they won a bunch. I think
That's
yeah.
good. Yeah, I've heard good stuff about them. I haven't seen much of it come down
No.
here. When you see New
Yeah,
York Beer Project,
They don't
I
really come down here.
I think of New York City for some reason.
It's
'cause
a
I-
little deceiving.
Yeah, right? I
Because
always
even their logo is like
the
the New York City
circles.
subway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no well, is there subways in Buffalo?
No.
No, right? So,
They got
all
a
right.
bus.
Oh, well, you think they should get them considering how much lake effect snow they got going on, and it gets around a little better. Well, that's cool. I mean, that's a decent experience there. But what were some of the things you brought from 96? I mean, you said they had hoppy beers.
Yeah, so I mean that's one thing I've definitely done for 18th Ward is expand their IPA program. Before the guy before me, that definitely wasn't his passion. He was more about doing a lot of classic traditional styles.
Oh, at 18 Wort.
Yeah, which is
right.
fun, But like when I joined on, I was like, I know we have to pay some bills, so,
So we
let's
need
make
to
some
have the
hoppy beers.
IPAs.
Yeah. I was like, let's do some Citra Mosaic beers.
Yeah. Gotta have the people coming in the door. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, exactly. So that's definitely the main thing that I brought on.
Yeah.
Stepped up their hockey.
Now, what's the secret? Because I know there's a bunch of breweries that do these, hazy, cloudy beers. What's the one thing that brewers can take away from that experience? Like, what is the one thing that you would say, just as an example, you got to have just a shit ton of lactose. Like, what's that one thing that kind of brings that New England IPA double, triple quads to the forefront?
Yeah, I'm like the opposite. Like, I don't like a lot of lactose. So I try to finish mine at a really low gravity.
Okay.
Just because that's how I like to drink them. Not like as sweet. But, I mean, I just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Like let the hops do most of the talking.
Is there any like special sauce for the hops besides the sexy ones? Is there anything like? Sauce. I'm just saying it is. What's the special sauce for the? I'm gonna kill you tonight, aren't I?
Cheap, bro.
Special sauce.
I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? It's 100%. You gotta have.
You homebrewed. There is no special sauce.
But I wonder. I'm still wondering. Like 96 is known.
Unless you make it the way Paul makes them.
Right. Well,
and then he whips up his own special sauce.
Wow.
For those special beers
I'm just saying,
just gives to you.
The cloudiness, that unique, and it's really not unique because there's a bunch of breweries that do it, but they have that they've ascertained that level of, like, we are known for our hazy beers. Is there a cheat code to that? There probably isn't, right? So it's just solid brewing?
Yeah, I mean, there's like a multitude of things that it's like high protein grain and just the yeast
a lot
that
of
you
flaked
choose.
Wheat.
Yeah, and the yeast that you choose, make sure something kind of stays in suspension.
Yeah.
But you also want something that will flog too.
Okay.
You don't want it to be too astringent. So it's like a fine balance.
And they have a nice setup there at 96.
Yeah, it's a sweet
It
spot.
was cool.
The food's great too.
I like walking above the brew house.
Yeah.
Reminded me of Barley Creek, where they had
Yeah.
the brew house in the basement, and you could walk
Looking down on the glass.
and it's a big glass, and you
Yeah.
look down in it. It kind of felt like that. They have that bar up top. They have the other bar on the other side. But then when you go out, before you go downstairs and go outside, you get like the whole catwalk looking down at the brewery. It's pretty cool. And when there's people in there working, I mean, that's got to be...
it's a pain in the ass to get things in and out. Though.
All right, well, that's what I was going to say. The only downfall is that you have one door, one door to get things around.
And it's like, it's probably like 4-foot drop.
And you got to get the kegs up, or is the walk-in was downstairs? I don't recall.
So we had the spot next to us also.
Oh, that's right.
We were bringing kegs up and down though.
Jesus Christ.
But we had a forklift there, so we just strapped them up.
Oh, there you go.
Forklift did all the heavy lifting.
And the food and everything was delicious. I remember it was a good
yeah.
experience there, man. It's a cool place to go. And like I said, well known for their hoppy hazies. So bringing that over, what was the first beer that you brewed at 18th Ward?
It wasn't even my recipe; it was the old guy's recipe
Okay.
that I've eventually now tweaked into a completely different beer.
And now it is yours.
Yeah. Yeah, because I didn't know the system well yet, so I was like, all right, let me brew what he was doing, and then after that, I'll like see how it comes out, and then
Yeah, it's a good
make
training
my
way to
tweaks.
just
Yeah,
make sure you
exactly.
understand the system.
So that's kind of what I did. So it was like our future memories, like Session IPA,
Okay.
which is a beer that I think is like top selling beer now.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that seems like a Brooklyn thing, right? Just a session IPA, good hoppy beer, but you crushing it, on a nice summer day there.
And it's not too thin either,
Yeah. Tell us about the area. 18th Ward is in what area of Brooklyn?
Williamsburg.
It is Williamsburg.
It's like borderline Greenpoint.
Yeah,
it's very
yeah.
close.
They don't have like a special name for the neighborhood?
Not that I know of.
No. Some places have like it's, Greenwood or something.
I'm not from there, so I live in Bushwick. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But there's areas of Bushwick, same thing. They call it like little sections or
I think over by it's Flatcock.
It's flat. Yeah.
Yeah, there's Flatbush,
I live
and then there's
it's
Flatcock.
Yeah,
it's
that makes much sense.
right over there.
It's a lot.
Everybody knows where it is. It's a small area. It's
And if you live in Flatcock, you know what's going on.
Flatcock.
Where's that? Oh, it's an area of Bushwick. Oh, okay,
It's right near Bushwick.
No, but like some places in the city, they have like these special names. They just have like their little neighborhood name for it. So I didn't know. So Williamsburg, you bringing out a lot of the Williamsburg people. I mean, that's become a big area.
Yeah, I mean we're just
for the
because
younger
of concerts
generation.
also we're getting like people from Long Island, Connecticut.
Yeah. And it's, like I said, for the concerts, for sure, you're getting that new name out there. So how'd you guys hook up with Paul to get this collab out there?
It was Now, like, both of our ex-sales guys. Unfortunately, like, our sales guy just left us, but we all still love him. But
did he leave? Was he part of you too?
no.
Yeah. It was a former sales guy.
No, it's two
for
different
our
sales
building.
guys. They
Okay.
knew
Yeah,
each
yeah.
other.
So it was like our building's like sales guy for the city and his
Oh, okay,
sales
alright.
guy. They initially led the introduction, and then once the brewers got to it, we were just like, yeah, okay, have fun. Like, we got this.
And then go away sell beer.
yeah, go away sell beer. But no. So yeah, like it ended up being like through the sales guys, and then once we started hooking up, they did a collaboration with GSB at Great South Bay, like on their brew house. And then,
Which one was that?
It was an American IPA.
Oh, okay.
And
Called
then
like 18th Wave.
18th Wave. Okay, yes, I have seen it. Yep. Okay.
yeah, and then it was like I don't know, like a month and a half later, went down to Oceanside, and we had come up with this concept for the black IPA.
Yeah,
for the cold black IPA.
And you did this one at Long Beach?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah, all right. I thought maybe they did it you.
No, so originally...
No.
Originally, I pitched just like a cold IPA.
Yeah.
And he was like, let's turn it up a little bit.
Yeah. Listen, all the black IPAs you can brew, Paul. Fucking keep
'cause
doing it.
It was the black IPAs are starting to come back. I didn't think
Come
I
back.
was.
They better not
hey,
ever leave.
hey, like, yeah.
Fucking
Again,
love
tell
my
that
blood.
to the sales guy.
I know. You always got to go back
this
to
is
them.
passion here.
No,
so
and look,
it's
like,
crazy.
and again, like, look, I can't wait to brew a West Coast IPA again. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait,
I
you
like
know.
those too.
But like, so the black IPAs are starting to come back. Like this cold IPA thing was coming up. He wanted to like really do one of those. I didn't have one of those on my docket, and I was like, hey, why don't we do this? Because like lagers are coming back, dark lagers are coming back, the black IPAs are coming back, and I hadn't seen one of these yet, and I was like, we're either going to be the first one to do it around here, or we'll be on that first
We're either-
wave of people that did
We're
it.
either
And
geniuses or idiots.
we're
That's
fucking it up.
Yeah.
But and then shout out to Spiderbite and Secatog too, because it was like a day or two after we had confirmed the email.
Yeah.
Larry was in our building and we're just shooting the shit. He's like, oh, dude, I'm doing like a Black Cold IPA, and I showed him the email. I was like, dude, 48 hours ago, like I already agreed to this too. And I love moments like that too, because there
Yeah.
are a lot of like legitimate like people come up with the same exact idea at the same time.
Like mine. You feeling it, you missing it, whatever it is. Yeah.
I mean, I know I've been to like national CBCs where I'm having a conversation with the dude on the other side of the country that has the same exact beer in his tank
That's
that I
crazy.
have right now. Like he's like 2 days ahead on fermentation though, like.
I'm releasing the post tomorrow. Get my timestamp on there now.
But like, yeah, no. But it's just
What
awesome,
separates IPA from cold IPA? What's the biggest difference? Cold lagering?
Yeah,
Or is
you're using like a lager yeast also.
Okay.
Yes,
It's more
it's-
time, different temperature and fermentation.
Technically, it's almost more like a steam beer, but you're not allowed to use the word steam beer because
yeah,
unless
it's a
you're
no-no.
Anchor.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's so everyone's like, oh, so it's like an IPL. Like no, like if you look at the guidelines, like an IPL, it's brewed like a lager, fermented like a lager. It's just hopped like an IPA.
Right.
But with this, it's brewed like an IPA. Just all dirty with all the adjuncts and all the fake stuff or whatever, and then it's fermented hot, but like with a lager yeast. So it's more like a steam beer because it's hot lager yeast basically.
Now,
So you're using lager yeast, but not in a lagered way at all. Like,
I don't know if I feel, and this is not a detriment to the beer because I love it, as you know, that I feel the lager yeast coming off more so than anything else. Like it's subtle, it's there. But what really is the toasted malt and the hop profile to me is what really sets black IPAs off from a lot of things. Is that toasty, roasty feel.
Yeah.
I love it with that good hop balance.
and with the black IPAs, like it's trying to find that balance of it not being like too roasty and
Right.
And Sal definitely like he said like he definitely wanted it to be like roasty as well. So we found this balance between using like the Japanese black rice and
Which was
and the
such a
roasted
cool
malt.
concept. Because who the fuck is using that? Honestly,
He's the one that told me how to do it.
he
I was
dragged it down the Long Beach.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right,
He
so
already had those bags. He's like, and by the way, we're using these.
No, I found them on the internet, but I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. So he walked me through it.
So that's the coloring is what comes off of the black rice.
And we use like
And the
some black
roasted
malt as
malt,
well.
okay,
It's
all
probably
right.
about like 50-50.
We use like midnight wheat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
but
the
we didn't
rice-
have to use as much of like the darker malts because we were using,
The
but
rice gives it a soft mouthfeel.
Yeah,
That's-
and
that
that also
was the
plays
key
off
to
the
this.
lager kind of.
Yeah, and that's
too,
maybe
you
that's
know?
maybe that's in
dries it
combination
out,
what I'm getting off of it. Yeah, I like it. It's not gonna like pound you in the face with the hops. It is probably not as fresh as you brewed it, but it's holding up extremely well.
But yeah,
I've
I mean,
had
this is
one
an
every week,
aggressively
just so you
hopped
know.
beer,
Yeah.
and it is actually bitter. It's those are words that might scare some hopheads these days.
But not to that level that
but-
you would accustom to West Coast or something like that.
Oh
It's not
no,
that
no,
level.
no. But I mean, like in my opinion, it's mellowed out. Like
Oh,
nice,
yeah.
it's still like nice and drinkable.
Smooth.
Like, that's damn sure.
I
yeah,
like a
but-
smooth black IPA.
Yeah.
Deliciousness. So give us a little breakdown. Usually we break down the beers a little later in the show, but give us a little breakdown. What are we using? I know we talked about the black rice. We're using the roasted malt or the black malt. What were the hop profiles in this?
What was it? Cascade, and then like CTZ, and was it Azaka?
Azaka.
Yeah.
Okay. So mellow hops, nothing too
So
crazy.
yeah, like the Cascade is kind of traditional for a black IPA, and like the CTZ, again another like old school kind of hop, and the Azaka is kind of one of those more modern hops. But Azaka you could use in like anything, whether it's bittering, like dry hop, like Whirlpool, like it doesn't matter. It blends well with every hop ever. Like it's strong, it's cheap, it's
there's the key word though. You're right.
no, but like it's
for what you get,
it
the
breaks every
value.
fucking rule. It's fucked up. But like you could use it for anything. It plays well with any hop profile. It'll just intensify it nice and
give it its final balance. I mean, that's what I'm feeling mostly out of it when I had it the first time. I'm like, dude, this is exactly where I want to be right now.
yeah. Sal ended up picking like the final like hop profile, and it was perfection. It had been a long time since I had brewed a beer with like that many hops in the boil edition. And it felt so nice. I was like, yes, like we're doing this again.
We got hops.
Yeah.
Smells like a brewery. You know?
Yeah.
Speaking of your brewery, so you had, obviously made some choices here to do the renovation. We're losing the 3-barrel you said you started with?
Yeah, so we sold that. That's out of here.
Okay. Who'd you sell to?
I think it was some people out in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. How weird
I
is
didn't
that?
meet them. I just talked via text, and then they met up with the owners.
With so many breweries and like home brewers looking to start their own thing, you think there would be a huge market right here in New York, in the city, and anywhere. And most of the people that sell their brew houses are coming from out of state.
We had a few people
Right?
reach
I mean, I
out
feel
that
like
was kind of local.
Small craft. Oh, did you? You had some
We had a
offers?
few people reach out, but it was just kind of like first come, first serve.
Yeah.
Or whoever gave us the money.
There
Those,
you go.
those out of state,
So
the
it
guys
always-
from small craft,
always about.
got guys come up from Virginia or South Carolina or something like that. They sold their brew house. I was there that day. They were trying to load it onto freaking their truck. I'm like, oh god, get the forklift up there, trying to lower it onto a flatbed. I'm like, this is going to go well over the Verrazano.
That you need like a whole separate like license to like pull stuff over the
transport.
bridges.
I don't.
and
I mean,
we
they,
learned that
they
the
covered
hard
it.
way.
Well.
Actually,
Oh, no.
that was an expensive like mistake. Yeah,
Did
I
they
think I
catch
told you about that actually when we're doing the renovation. Just like make sure anybody that's like driving stuff over like.
Did they catch
That's
you
the
on
right
like
permits.
cameras? Like, how do they get?
No, like not us, like the trucking company.
Right, oh.
Like you got to make sure that they've got the right license.
Well, that doesn't. That's not on you. That's on them, right?
No, but if it gets held up there,
Oh,
all of
oh.
a sudden, like I mean, oversight still costs money, you know.
I can transport a minivan full of fireworks, but they can't take an empty brew kettle across the Verrazano.
No, you are not doing that, sir.
No,
Son of
but
a
you know
bitch.
what that looks like to like people that don't know that it's brewing equipment.
Yeah, that's true.
though, like-
And it does look like the atom bomb. I mean, it really does. It looks like a torpedo. Yeah, hauling munitions across.
Yeah,
state
no,
lines.
it's just filled with C4. It's going to take
yeah, I
down
mean,
the
you're
whole
not
bridge.
even allowed to tow trailers inside tunnels.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like even if even if it's an open back, you're not allowed to.
Yeah, everything has to be bridged at that point, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
from
or
what I
hauled or
understand.
freight or something like that through trains.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So where'd you get your current system from?
Alpha.
It was Alpha.
Yeah.
How long did it take for you between ordering and receiving?
I want to say like no, it wasn't too bad. I think it was like 9 months maybe.
That's not too bad. I don't know. I don't know what the normal.
And
Time.
that's-
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's what he
that's-
told
For
us.
a while there, it was going over well over a year or
That's what
more.
he told us from day
Really?
one. He was kind of like, probably take like 9 months.
Well, you know, in post-COVID world, not too many people are reopening that fast and getting new stuff. So maybe they're and in economic times
And, like,
as we are now
half
too.
the stuff is coming from China still, so like,
Right.
a lot of it was just shipping across.
Now they
ocean.
is it custom or is it set? Is it like
Yeah.
a catalog piece? Like how's that?
So what they do is everything's like made in China, and then they bring it to them and do like the final touches. on
Oh,
it.
okay. The customization gets
Yeah,
done here.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So they're getting the raw materials there, shapings,
Yeah.
total size
I
kind of
think,
stuff.
Yeah, I think that's for like the brights and fermenters, and the brew house. They might have just gotten the like materials from there, and then actually made the brew house in house in like Nebraska.
Oh, wow. China to Nebraska. Sounds like a vacation well earned.
Sat like in the ports, of New Jersey.
Oh
for a little bit.
yeah, I could imagine. That's a good month just sitting there,
Yeah.
hoping everything doesn't get lost.
Yeah,
in
and we're
the-
like, please, like, give us a heads up when you're coming. And they call us like morning of, and we're like, okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
I'll get
thanks.
to it.
Yeah, we got everything set. Not.
We got a forklift here, but we don't have anybody to drive it.
We have
so
no
you-
rigging. We have
Oh,
nothing.
man, it took us like hours to unload everything because
Oh, yeah.
it's just me. I'm not certified in the forklift.
Oh, so
What? How can you be a brewer and not?
I was like, fingers crossed I don't drop anything because I don't have insurance.
or drop anything on your fingers for that matter?
Oh shit.
Yeah. I want to know, where you got it in the front door
Yeah. But
with the lift, or no? You put on dollies and try to get how are you getting that stuff? Because that's not a very
with the forklift, yeah.
Yeah, oh, boy.
Well, you know how you walk in and it has like the wind block thing?
Yeah, yeah.
So we take all that down.
Oh,
And it's
that
just, like, a
comes off
big
easily?
Garage door. yeah.
okay. All right.
It was still like a lot of maneuvering.
Well,
but
and
we
you're
got it
you're
done.
you're
The ramp, yeah.
the ramp there too, right? There's like
It was-
kind of step
It
up
was
a little
pain,
bit.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's got to be scary.
Yeah.
Not being a forklift operator and all right, here we go.
But
Yeah, all the hard work and time.
Nothing dented, nothing scratched.
That's good.
Yeah.
You need a little scratch though. I think everyone needs a scratch just to have that story.
We have a
this
few
is what
used
happened when I.
fermenters that are a little beat up. That's not from us, but
Thanks, Greg.
Yeah. It was you. So you're kind of settling in. Where are we at now with the renovations? Like, where's our phase? We have you said you were working on the flooring, get the draining, stuff like
so
that.
the floor's
Yeah.
all done. The electrician's in there. He's doing all his stuff.
Mm.
That's like 3/4 of the way done. After him comes plumbing. That should be like a day or two. It's not
Yeah.
gonna be a long
So
project.
when do you think?
Yeah.
When reality might be different.
When do you think you're gonna be testing
The thing
that?
that's going to take the longest, I think, is our glycol setup.
Mm.
MSP has to come in, and hook everything up. They say soon. I was like, probably like a month and a half.
Okay. And in the meantime,
Hopefully.
you have your contract with Long Beach. You can go down there and get some stuff
so
out.
we
so-
have 2 tanks that are ours there.
Okay.
We had 5. We moved 3 of them to Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
So we kept 2 there
Right.
just to keep brewing. So right now, like no lagers. I'm just cranking out, hoppy beers or like
Like
light
Vecchi's.
ales.
Boom, boom.
Let's go.
Going in hot.
You guys have obviously a schedule. How's the schedule holding up over there now? Like, are you turning in a beer every 2 or 3 weeks? Like, what are you trying to produce here in the meantime?
It's been like a bit wonky, like my schedule, just because I'm running around in both places trying to figure things out.
Do you live out here on the island?
No, I live in Brooklyn.
Oh, you do? Yeah. So
I'm
driving
like
back
an
and
hour.
forth.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that BQE and everything else. True. Well, really, the belt.
I
right?
take like the Jackie Robinson to like
Oh, yeah, through the
Long
little.
Island Expressway. I think,
Yeah. That's a good little shortcut. I like that one.
But it's still a lot of traffic.
You know, we stop at Queens Brewing and what else is over there? Bridge and Tunnel.
Yeah, I live right around the corner from like Bridge and Tunnel.
Oh, yeah, cool. I've been there. I like that
Jackie
little area.
Robinson is a pickup truck. Like, must be like a great drive every morning. I'm sure that's a blast.
Oh yeah, it's like
Zoom, zoom. Yeah. I like that area that you're in. The Grimm's over there too, right? Is it Grimm
No,
or is
it's, Evil Twin.
Evil Twin, that's right. The Evil Twin's over there.
Yeah, Evil Twin's like almost right across the street from
Yeah.
my subway stop.
There's a couple of cool little spots over there. It's a nice
it's
place.
a good little corner to be.
Yeah.
Feta Sow is too
Ye-
far from there.
Yeah.
What place?
Feta Sow.
Oh man, I miss that place.
I don't know what
Barbecue.
that is.
Oh,
Barbecue?
it's some of the best. Well, you kind of got barbecue around you, but Feta Sow is. Man,
Shit, I'm having like meat flashbacks.
Yes.
I'm like over a decade ago now.
Steve's all about the burnt ends. Gotta have them burnt
no,
ends.
they just everything they make, and the place not only have a great whiskey bourbon selection. You always have a great beer selection on tap, and it's just, so good.
I would assume Evil Twin was probably
And
easily
Evil
accessible.
Twin's right around the corner. Torst is right down the block.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Torst is over too. Damn, that's a good area for beer.
It really is.
There's a place
Spike and
nowadays
Dival's
too.
over there.
Yeah.
Nowadays, if you want to stay out till like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
You know.
There's a good couple of spots. Well, I mean, that's like I said, that the area of the city between Brooklyn, Williamsburg, Bushwick, all those areas are just younger people. What do you call that? Single without kids. What do you call them?
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah,
Happy.
young single
Happy.
without kids.
Lucky. Expendable income.
What else? I wish I was them.
Yes.
It's.
Well, you just wish you had the body to be that, because otherwise, even if you had that moment, I mean, we would break down. I would break down, and within days of partying like that, going crazy without anything, I couldn't handle it at this point in my life. I'm happy to have 4 beers on the couch and not fall asleep. That's my goal in life right now. So let's talk a little to Paul for a moment. Paul,
What's up?
how are you?
I'm doing good.
How's Ghost
super
doing?
busy, but
Who's the second name on this label here? Your collab with this. What are your thoughts on how this turned out?
I'm really happy with it. Again, like for me, like it really hit home, like with those like Cascadian Dark Ale kind of vibes, like which is like the original name for the black IPAs. Once marketing took over, I was like, all right, well, we need to pay rent.
Scare the non-Renaissance people away. That are Cascadian Dark Ale.
But yeah, no, like it really hits home on that. And I was really pleased with how well it responded, like in our tasting room too. Like, selling IPs for us is a bit hard. It seems like we end up selling more of everything else.
Well, because you market it like that. Like that's you. I mean,
but we do. We do
you do an East Coast Ghost. I love East Coast Ghost.
Oh yeah,
it's
and
delicious.
East Coast Ghost. Like actually, like I mean, like. Thank God, like that beer sells as well as it does, because like that's definitely bread and butter for us for sure. But like like on the limited releases, like even like when we do like the double IPAs, like they sell well, everybody enjoys them. Like we see in the tasting room people coming back for a second, third one, but
and everyone goes back to the Kentucky Common.
But
afterwards.
but we don't necessarily get the buzz about like the IPAs like for that. So like to do something like this aggressive, this like quote unquote old school, like spin it in this new way that marketing has given us, and I'm really, really proud of it on like a multitude of levels, and and again, like even on that marketing angle too, where we were like kind of hopping on this like new phase, and we kind of did it in our own way, something new, use it as a talking point, educate the consumer a little bit. And
did Spider Bite and Secatog call it a Black Cold IPA, or no?
So
they just went Black IPA.
I think they called it a cold black IPA as well.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, we ended up like beating them to the punch on that one.
Yeah.
Their brew day got like delayed like a few times or whatever.
Yeah,
and,
like they lost electricity somehow. We go Foley's out there with cutters.
He's got dirt and mud on his elbows. He's military.
That's
scooting
too
in.
bad, guys. I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, it's a shame how that just happens just so often.
All of a sudden, their glycol system went down.
Call West Islip and ask him what the hell happened. Holbrook doesn't have good reliable power. What are you talking about? I mean, of course, 2 great brews, Larry and Spider Bite. Congratulations on your wins up at the
2 golds.
CBC. Yeah, I mean that's big for them. And one was an IPA, right? It was
one was a rye
IPA.
That's what it was.
and the other one was a quad.
The quad. That's right.
And I actually have both of those beers.
Do you?
In can.
Oh,
Yeah.
Have you drank them yet?
No.
Yeah, you're just hoarding. You're just a beer hoarder.
Yeah.
You just like looking at pretty labels in your little beer fridge. Well, now you have Psych Ward just sitting there staring you in the face. So, you guys obviously you guys pump out a ton of beer. You guys have any major I guess we'll say start with contracts.
Well,
you're taking up your tank space.
Well, you guys
Not
just
right now.
You guys just signed though.
Yeah. We just signed on with like SKI. I guess about like a month ago or so now. Like technically, they took their first order a few weeks ago. They are taking their next one this week. And what was that?
Who was it?
No. We signed on with SKI.
No, I know, but who's the beer that you're going to be?
No.
beer.
Yeah. They're taking all our beer.
Gotcha. I thought maybe you were contracting.
No.
Gotcha.
They cleared out a huge chunk of my walk-in box, and like the last like 3 weeks, I've been like refilling it, and
Okay.
I think it's about to like be emptied again.
Is that nice? I just
So-
thought they come by. I'll take that. I'll take two of those.
It's so beautiful. Like after like the last like 3 years, like opening up a few months before COVID, and then just all that nonsense. It's really beautiful. Like seeing your whole walk-in box. Like
Yep.
and then it's like, oh shit, I guess I'm brewing like the next 2 Saturdays. Like, and I got no problem with that. Like I'll brew any fucking Saturday that I need to because my walk-in box is looking light. Like,
Yeah.
let's go. So
And so, funny thing, we have this show scheduled for tonight, and I'm walking through Babylon on a nice day this weekend, and I passed by a multi kind of store where it has just food and drinks and stuff like that, and there is your beers sitting right there in the window. Unfortunately, it was in the window. Well, not really up against the window, but it was a little setback. But I just caught my eye. I think it was the Kentucky Common, the red label, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just like, I go, oh shit, fucking they sell Ghost here. It's right there in the front for me to see. It's just like things like that happen a lot when we're walking around and we see things. And it's a very unique, logo. And so you've kind of kept with that marketing. And same thing, 18th Ward to me. Do you know what that font is? I was trying to find out what that font is.
I don't know what that is.
It's not Black Gothic, which I use a lot. What we use a lot for our logos, but I was like, that's a more distinct, like distinguished version of what we use. I like it very much, and it's just plain simple. 18th Ward, boom. Yeah. There's the mark.
You font nerd.
I am a font nerd. I'm a graphic design minor. What do you want me to tell you? I know my typesets.
Font nerd.
You wait till you talk to my wife. She'll go through 45,000 of them and tell you what's what. I found that punk one for our posters, and I'm so happy I found Punk Kid. I love it. I'm going to use it for a lot of things. And I actually created my own font. This is an unveiling. I'll unveil it on camera here. We have a new shirt for the Wort. This is the Wort Father.
that's great.
We got the Wort Father.
It's got a lot of issues.
I got a lot of time.
Yeah.
Sitting in front of my computer on the daily, just making up logos and such. My problem was I should have put this logo like up over here in the dead space, smaller. So I don't really like my placement. It looked good on
belly button.
It is. It makes your belly look big. It really does with the logo right on the belly. Even if you have a tiny little bump there for your beer belly, yeah, it's gonna make you look fat. So I gotta revamp it, and then we'll put it up on our merch store, which we don't have. People can buy it for 50 cents a piece, and I've spent $9, and that's how we make money here. So we have a bunch of stuff that you guys have produced in the last few months and weeks. What, Paul, is the stuff that's coming out? What's in the tanks right now? I know you said you're refilling.
How do I get my hands on an occult malt lager right now? How do I get that? That's what I want to talk about.
That is an interesting
That's what I
one.
want too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great. I posted that because I saw you put it out there. I'm like, oh, that's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Love the concept. Yes.
This one like never.
I'll
Like,
finish my,
unfortunately, like on draft, like when people just see it like on a sign, like it
Malt
doesn't.
lager.
Like even like the name, it doesn't translate. And like as soon as they see the can, they're like, oh.
Yeah, they get
And
it.
like I've brought it to a couple family gatherings now, and then like your family's like turning the corner, and it's like, why is there a case of Colt 45s here? And then it's like, oh shit, like and
See what happened
I
there.
love that like too, and it's one of those things like as soon as you see it, like you got to.
You should have
You
ran a
gotta
few
grab one.
cases in the stubby bottles, the clear stubby bottles.
Yeah, right.
Just to have like the nostalgia of like drinking a good Colt 45. Oh.
Fine.
So this is a malt lager. Why'd you decide to do malt lager?
So we wanted it to, kind of be like an everyday drinker for like.
It started with the name, didn't it?
Well, no, 100%.
It had
So
to
like,
start with the
shout
name.
out to
that's the first thing you think of. Like,
shout out to Matt Roselle.
Hey, there you go.
He's the one that actually gave me the name for it. Like he was like, hey, dude, I came up with this concept. Like, you got to do it like a Colt 4.5 and 2 zigzags. I was like, oh, dude, like I got you on this. Like I was like, it's gonna be called like a malt lager, and we'll make it like a dry hopped amber lager. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, like cool, like whatever, like that'd be awesome. But like, yeah, you got to use the name. I was like, yeah, I got you. So yeah, we started running this like in the fall.
In the background. Look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like look at you like.
Yeah, it's like all like the symbols of the occult
Yep.
and like, and yeah, like so really this is like almost kind of like a Marzen with like a little bit of an English influence, and yeah, there's like a light dry hop on like the colder side. Once the beer's already crashed, really just to kind of like boost the aromatics a bit.
I like the choice to go to a 12 ounce. to kind of keep it old school.
And like the whole concept of like calling it a malt lager, like it's not really a style, but like, you know, the beer's obviously a bit like malt forward, but we wanted it to be more of like that everyday drinker as opposed to like a one-time buy. Like we didn't want to do a malt liquor because like it, like you're gonna buy that once, like whereas like it's like, oh, malt lager, like, oh fuck it, all right, I'm gonna grab a second one, like, you know, like type of a thing. Like,
is malt liquor in general, could that be produced under a different license, or could it be still produced under your license? Yeah, you can make it.
Shit,
I have a plan for it.
I'm making some. That seems interesting because I remember the old school days. You know, just grabbing a
singing eyes.
No, well, you know what's coming. You know, up in his head, he's probably like, "Oh yeah, coming to summertime, we're doing the 40s.
Oh yeah,
the big old school glass 40s."
Like the logistics of it, like because they're all like screw-on caps or whatever. Like getting like the
gotta buy a whole machine for that.
Yeah,
you have to get a machine for the screw-ons.
It's like a whole.
It's not just like a stamp down. No,
the big boys like they fight the man, so we can't do it. But no. Like,
talk Great South Bay into it. Tell them to get in on it. They got plenty of that Hell's Kitchen money. That'd be fun.
But no, I just want that like, you know, like brown paper bag as a label. You know, just like.
You just put it on there anyway. Just make one, and market it, and people come in and just.
He's
get
gonna be doing Polly 40 hands.
Which, like also too. Shout out to like Rob from Ubergeek for like that was like the best video on that whole like hopscotch showdown.
Oh, we got to talk about that.
And the thing is too is like a lot of people didn't really get it, and this is again one of those things where
they didn't get Rob's video.
Yeah,
but you got to know Rob. I think that's part of it.
Well, no, they didn't get like the
what was going on.
They didn't know what Edward 40 hands was.
Oh,
really? Even like when I broke it down to that. Well, so here's the deal though. Like you got to start like looking at it, right? Like Rob and I aren't like necessarily old, but we're not spring chickens, right? Yeah. But like look at your like younger craft beer consumer now, like the 21 to 27 year olds, right? They're not stealing 40s out of their parents' backyard. They're not buying 40s from the bodega. They have better shit to buy. They were buying White Claw mangoes or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, I'm not like throwing stones against the younger generation, but like a lot of the younger generation wasn't drinking 40s in their friends' backyards the way we were, you know? So they're like, wait, what's that game? I've never heard of that. And then next thing you know, they're like Googling an 80s movie or something, you know? Like, and not a cool one like Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
You know the Copeg area, right?
Oh yeah, I grew up there. Yeah,
right, yeah. So you know Quickway, right?
Yeah.
So I can't tell you how many times as like maybe a freshman or sophomore in high school, we stood outside of Quickway asking people to buy us 40s of malt liquor. We used to get the
St. Ives, baby.
Yeah, the St. Ives were good, but we used to get just cold 45s, or we just get the what's the other one? The red label. I can't think of the name of it.
Old English.
Old English, thank you. Old E.
Yeah, we kind of went through like waves where like it started off like whatever was cheapest, right? So like it started off with
like $4
Steel Reserve, you know?
Steel Reserve.
Because like you and your friend could like split half your lunch money and still get 40 and be fucked up, right? So and then after that was enough.
We're not eating today, we're drinking.
Yeah. You get the like special brew, which is like a 22 ounce that came in flavors like blue or orange, and then
flavors like blue.
and then you'd go for the Steel Reserve, and then I feel like the natural progression was like you went to like St. Ides, and then all of a sudden maybe it was like MGD, and
Red Wolf, Red
deals
Dog,
on the 22s,
Red Dogs,
Natty Light,
Red Dog. I remember
Bud Light Ice. Those were the ones that we would pull out of that place. Oh yeah, or was it Bud Ice Light? I forget how they arranged it, but it was. You're right, 100%. You started off with whatever you could get, and then you kind of progressed into like this area where you're like, oh, okay, I can get like a 12-pack now between your buddy and you.
Yeah, but all of a sudden, like you have a job and you're like, yo, I'm getting the Heinekens tonight. Yeah. You know? I'm going Corona. Make sure you get the limes.
Oh, God.
No,
it's too much money
I
for
remember
us.
thinking I was the big shot.
Yeah.
And I show up with the mini keg of Wort.
So I was just, like.
And it was like, whoa, where'd you get that?
I think the first time I got one of those was like pre-gaming at a Mets game. We took the subway in and I had it in my backpack. And then we went downstairs and went under the Whitestone and hung out with all the people that were pre-gaming under there. And we just sat on one of the big, concrete pylons, turned it on its side and just started pouring. And it was Heineken. It was Heineken Light, I think, out of one of those mini kegs. I don't think I was 21 at the point, but allegedly I wasn't.
Sure.
I remember like my dad getting some of the like older like Eastern European ones.
The Hofbrau came out. That was out there for a while.
For me, like Heineken was the first
Kronenbourg.
one. It was like, oh man, like I could drink this much, and like it's the best bang for the buck. Like
it was like $11. You got the mini keg, and you're out the door with like one keg, put in your backpack, and you're good to go.
And the only reason why I bring it up too is I actually just saw a whole shit ton of them over at Belmore Bev.
Oh, they do have them?
They had them in the glass, and I'm like, I haven't had one of those in
I've noticed they kind of like came back.
Yeah.
Like,
be nice if they had like the Dunkel, the Hofbrau Dunkel in one of those.
I believe they do.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna search that out. Anyone out there in our listening
I
audience?
want somebody to take one of those.
You find
and
a
shotgun it.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ!
Man. Hey, I was the.
You have to shake it up to get the pressure down your throat.
Started fucking pint flights. Why not go to shotgun and fucking mini kegs?
Mini kegs, sure.
I think Magnify in New Jersey.
Yeah.
They do them. They fill them up.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be freaking.
It's
awesome.
not like very often, but I've seen it on their Instagram.
That's fucking cool.
I got to take a look at that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Do you have to have a special filler for that? Or it's just a bung in the back.
It's who the fuck knows.
Honestly.
Yeah, because you have to. I mean,
if
obviously,
you're
you
doing
have to
something like proper, like package like that, where you're selling it to a distributor,
You got a machine.
Yeah, that's got to be through a contract.
Tap room, though. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. To do like a growler fill in a mini keg.
I know you can
show
get
up to
some,
the
like
brew, bink, put on fill this mini keg up with whatever you got.
No, I know you can get some basic ones with like a basic like nipple or whatever. Like
those I've seen. Yeah,
like because I remember
Instead
during
of
COVID,
the
like
spout
GSB
thing.
was like selling those things like a motherfucker.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Like they couldn't keep those things in stock. Like
They were
ordered like half a
refillable?
pallet. Like let's see where this goes. And then they were like during COVID they could put beer in anything and it was just like it was moving.
They had fucking
And people
shopping
were.
bags that were filling up. Just
Like gasoline
Try to
shortage. I'll take 2 Ziploc bags.
put it in there, man.
They're doing it by the weight, not even by the volume anymore. They're just like, all right, that's 72 ounces. All right, good. Hopscotch during COVID was filling up mason jars.
Yeah.
They didn't have any growlers left, so they were just doing mason jars out the front of the door. I mean, what else are you going to do at that point? People really did make deliberate choices just to sell their product. You were talking about how you guys came out of COVID. They pretty much packaged everything. Yeah. Did they have to hand can it like a lot of smaller breweries did, or did they have Maltman come in?
Yeah, we use Maltman.
Even during COVID, Maltman was coming out and doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, saviors of the land for sure.
Yeah, that was before my time there, but yeah, saved them.
Now obviously
I still use Maltman.
I was gonna say, so that then still gives you that market that you're like, well, we still got to keep producing to that.
Yeah, we couldn't now since we introduced a bunch of cans.
Yeah.
We couldn't just take them all away.
Yeah, and then it did disappear, and people are like, where the hell is the money?
Yeah. So now we're kind of like 50-50, I think, kegs and cans.
Really?
Yeah.
That changed the whole business model.
Yeah,
it's
they really did. They weren't expecting to do cans for like a few years.
Right.
But then like right away.
Yeah.
John and Pete still working the machines?
Yeah.
I still have PTSD every batch of like beer repackaged because I'm like, no, I want to do like 85% cans and like, no, dude, we're selling draft again. Remember? Oh yeah, okay. Like, no,
we're selling draft.
And no matter
again.
what, like,
no,
if you do damned if
no,
you, like, you
bars are buying it again,
like,
bro.
Yeah, like, okay, oh yeah.
Oh fuck, all right.
Yeah, it is interesting to think about all the restaurants and bars that closed down, and then did they make a big change in their repertoire? Like, did they rethink things after COVID?
Restaurants and bars went can heavy too.
Yeah.
We still have a lot of accounts that are just cans.
Really?
And like a bar, and they just serve you a can.
And like, yeah, like I've noticed, like, for argument's sake, like if you did have 20 taps, a lot of places are only like ripping 10 now. Yep. They're only like
places
a lot of them really
are.
are
A lot of like kegs that they couldn't use.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bunch of people checking in on Instagram really quick, and I'm sorry if I missed you guys before. I'm just trying to shift this. Crap.
You suck.
Well, this thing is not ideal. This is really meant for an iPad. But what do we got here? Whoa. Fletch, JDM, Ironheart. Ironheart Brewing is saying hello.
Hey.
Hoppy Hogan is hanging out. What's up, buddy? Beer with Merck, whatever. Nalian is checking in. BKB. Joe's the best. Have you met Joe?
Heat Mice.
Heat Meiser Brews. He's at Noble Savage. They just did a collab with 96, actually.
Yep.
I saw they did a collab. I haven't met that guy.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. You check him out. We got Dom Vino. We got Mr. Oh, wow, holy shit. Robert C's checking in. Daz Tone. West Babylon Superstar. Robbie over at West Babylon.
What's up, Rob?
What's up, buddy? Oh, well, yeah, and he says, what's up? And Fletch JDM said, what's up, homies? So just checking in. So really, the bigger push here for what you guys want to do when you do open up, how do you foresee, those first few weeks that are going to happen?
So to be like pretty honest, our tap room's pretty slow when there's no concert really.
Right.
We kind of are off the beaten path a little bit.
Do you schedule the tap room hours around the schedule? You
around
guys
the
just
shows?
sit there and look at the
Yeah.
Brooklyn Steel.
Yeah.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, I mean, we go on like their website or Instagram, whatever.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right, we know we have to put on like an extra bartender for this guy.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it gets busy, man. That place was packed
Yeah.
out. It was standing room only. And even after the show, like, it got so packed out inside that we walked outside and we're just hanging out at one of the tables out there. Just, A, it was a little warm, but B, it was just nice. And again, post-COVID world, this is almost a year ago. Yeah, it was probably like May or so last year when when we went over there. You still have, like Paul was saying, like that PTSD of being around a packed-out place. I appreciated my space nowadays after COVID. I just like a little bit of elbow room around me. It's fine if there's a lot of people in. I didn't mind going to the concert.
I think I got my little cold that I'm coming on.
Yeah?
I was at Mulcahy's Friday night.
Oh, yeah?
And
Would you go see?
it was emo night.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it Warped Tour Band?
No,
No,
they're
just,
the
just
seven.
a DJ and whatnot?
Yeah.
Did you have your studded belt on?
Yes, he did.
I had my skinny jeans on, and
you got it.
And I.
You mean your son's
I
skinny
hurt,
jeans or yours?
I hurt one of my nuts.
Did you have your Emo's Not Dead sweatshirt on, a T-shirt?
I have a new one. I got a baseball jersey. Emo.
Did you get that at the Cursive show?
Yeah.
This guy. Wait, did you go to that Cursive show already?
Yeah.
That was already?
It was a great show.
Oh, I didn't-
We
Wait,
were
is
there.
there another one?
Oh, the one we went to. I'm thinking.
Oh.
I'm thinking the one that you.
I
were
thought
sitting.
I was fucked up.
No.
Wait, I was.
I'm trying. Yeah. Well, that's right.
You're only allowed to give him one blue pill at a time, Steve. What did I tell you?
Otherwise, he runs into things. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. No, it wasn't. It wasn't hymns. You didn't get hymns. Little hymns.
What is wrong with you, man?
I'm just asking.
What the fuck is wrong
He
with
said
you?
blue pill. I was just going. What was it? A hymns?
I just picked a color like the Matrix, you know?
Oh, I'm thinking it was boner pills. My bad. Boy, did I read that wrong. Jesus Christ.
Because you
Holy
blacked out.
smokes.
Like,
That's what I was
going
thinking.
more along
He's
lines
thinking
of,
like, oh, you got a boner, you're
Arrested
poking
Development,
people.
like the
Yeah.
forget-me-nots, you know?
Pushing your way through the cursive crowd and alienating personal space.
Parting the fucking Red Sea.
Jesus Christ. Look out. Steve's boner's
Yeah,
coming
boner
through.
patrol.
Shoot the horses when they're 202 race.
Yeah. So let's talk about this, Sal. You're not boner pills, I promise.
Turn down the other alley.
No, I'm serious. So we have
Boner pills
a
for
boner
everybody.
pills. We would never brew with those, right? Could you brew with those?
Yeah, sure. Get everybody
just,
a boner.
Just powderize, I guess, and just that would be crazy.
You're really coming up with some crazy shit today. That's what I'm gonna
Listen,
say.
and I didn't even do anything crazy today. I'm actually having a pretty mellow day, and next thing you know, we're talking boner pills. That really wasn't up to me. I didn't bring us down
I
this
think
aisle.
technically you did.
Thank you.
That was all you, bro.
Damn it! I'm trying to get out of it as
Me
soon
and
as
Paul
I
were
can.
like, oh yeah, the blue pills.
It's like now he's getting hot over here.
He's getting all riled up.
I'm laughing my ass off.
So I mean, seriously though, the next stages, what you guys are going to be doing. Obviously, you got a lot of work to do. You're going to try to open up, I guess, on a Brooklyn Steel night, right? I mean,
I mean, we're open
or
right now for
reopen,
shows.
we'll say. Oh, you still open
Yeah,
for shows?
yeah. We just kind of put up a sign, like, pardon the mess.
Pardon
It's
this
pretty,
fucking dilapidated.
Yeah.
Contractors
Sorry about
don't
the
like to
sheetrock.
We'll
clean
get you
up
drunk.
themselves,
Yeah, but we will get you fucked up.
Well,
Yeah.
so you just kind of
We
moved
didn't wanna
everything
lose
up
out on
and
the
just
money. And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't think people really cared.
Do you have a-
we hung up like the plastic sheets.
okay. So you still have your taps running and everything?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I was under the assumption that you weren't.
The first few shows we did cans only.
Yeah.
Just right, out the door. take
See,
a
I
can.
wasn't thinking that you guys were gonna try to remain at least
We tried to
partially
build
open.
the bar as quick as possible so we could stay open.
Yeah. And that's going to be the bar where it is now, what
yeah.
it's going to be. So, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So, at least you got something
But now
done towards
we
it.
took down the sheets because like the equipment's all in place. and
Right.
It looks kind of nice.
Yeah, all right.
I haven't had time to shine it up or anything yet. But
Get those tanks nice
yeah,
and
but
shiny.
now it's like it's not hidden behind the wall, so it looks like a real brewery now.
Okay.
So we're hoping maybe we could kind of pull in some more people on the weekends.
Did you
when
put a
there's
lot
no
more of
shows.
that stuff back on the walls? Did you have to pull any of that down? Like, what? Because I know you had, like, some...
Like all the posters. And
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. I was
think-
going to say, like, record posters and stuff like
yeah, I
that.
think we pulled a lot of that stuff down.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it gave it that vibe. But as you go through, the
Yeah.
next few years, you're gonna find, that vibe kind of return with the people for sure.
Yeah.
What do you guys and are we getting close? Oh, it's these 3 questions time. Shit, I am almost late with it. Instagram, we're gonna have to say goodbye for a few minutes. Go over to YouTube and Facebook on the Govs Comedy Club radio page, and we'll be right back on Instagram in just a moment. Thanks a lot for checking us out, and I'm gonna delay. So, Steve, set up 3 questions with you. So while I save
I think
this
you've done
video.
3 questions, Paulie. I'm not sure.
Probably.
So I'm going to ask each one of you 3 separate questions. Very easy questions. Just, whatever. Just be honest. And they're not like, hey, did you ever rape a, mule? It's not going to be that one. It's going to be something close to
It's
it.
gonna
But
be
it ain't going to be that one.
beer-related.
It ain't going to be, so when you get a sheep and you put his feet in your boots and you push him towards the water, what do you think's going to happen?
Is that really a thing?
What is
I
that
have
even
no
mean?
idea. I'm
Yeah,
just-
you just said sheep boots. Is this like a what do you call those upright citizens brigade type thing? You
Yeah.
say 3 letters or say 3 words and we'll make something out of it. I
Right,
don't know.
Citizens Brigade.
Yeah, it's one of those what do you call it?
Improv.
Improv. Thank
troops,
You.
yeah.
Yeah, improv troop. That's what I was going. I knew it was multiple things, but your questions don't want to load up. It's just like sitting here and freestyling here.
Suck.
But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and
have music
give
for this
little
and
music
everything.
for Steve's 3
I
questions.
listened to the podcast to prepare. So
Oh, there you go.
I knew it was coming.
Sal,
He knows
Sal's
this
on
guy.
it.
All right, here we go.
Hey, you cool hep cats. Tonight, we bring you a very special presentation. 3 questions with our very own Steve Pominski. Yeah. Steve's questions. 3 questions from Steve. 3 questions. Steve's questions. Go.
You hit the post again, Steven. All right, so just to set it up again one more time for the listening audience here, what are we doing with Steve's 3 questions?
All right, I'm gonna ask these young gentlemen here 3 questions.
You know what? Paul's answers might have changed by now.
That's
and
you know what?
that's the reason why we re-asked it.
Wondering if the last time he was on.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
It was surely a while ago.
Anyway, 3 questions. They're all beer related, and they're just interesting to see what brewers think. So Sal, we'll start with you. What was that one beer way back when that turned you on to craft beer? You're like, wow, what is this? I need to really find out about this.
Gotta think. It's a while ago now.
Yeah.
I think like one of the first ones was like the East India IPA from Brooklyn Brewery.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit!
That's
Yeah.
a classic.
Yeah. The first time I had it, I hated it. But I bought a 6-pack from Stewart's, and I was like, I can't just waste it.
Gotta drink
So
it.
I was like, after the 3rd one, I was like, you know what?
I can
It's
do
like-
this.
it's not too bad. And like ever since then, I was kind of I just got something else. Like Stone was like another big one for me.
Okay.
Yeah. We've gotten those answers.
The Ruination.
Oh, nice.
That was a good one. I liked Ruination. I liked Arrogant Bastard.
Yeah.
Of course.
I
That
love
that was a
Bastard,
classic.
man.
Do they still make that beer?
I feel like they should or
They have
do,
to.
but it's not here much
Between
anymore.
between
You don't
that
see Stone
I
on
don't
the
see
shelves as much anymore. You see the 6-pack in Stop and Shop, and that's about
between Arrogant Bastard and Rogue Dead Guy.
it. Oh yeah, we're dead.
Yeah, those are
Those are right in my
those are
wheelhouse.
OG beers. from H10.
Paulie, what's that?
Dogfish Head India Brown Ale.
There you
I
go.
know that answer didn't change. I remember it.
Indian brown ale. Yes.
All right.
And see, I love browns, but I'm a classic 60-minute guy. I can't.
Here he goes
I
again.
just- I'm
Every
just saying.
fucking show.
People listen.
I'm not even joking.
I prefer the 90-minute over 60 personally.
It's a little sweeter for me.
but I preferred
The bang for your buck.
I prefer
Yes.
the pale ale over. They did a pale ale for like a little bit. It was called like Shelter Pale Ale or some shit like that. It was really, really solid.
Probably had it in one of
I
those
like that
variety
over
packs,
the 60s,
yeah.
but
I prefer bottles over cans from Dogfish.
I
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
There's something to that bottle.
I've
at Dogfish.
I've rarely
nostalgia, too, I
purchased
think.
cans of Dogfish.
Yeah. All right. So
Like
then-
I've just it's just it feels dirty.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I want that like
Classic.
rough
I
paper
wanna
label
grab
that looks
the
like it was
neck.
like printed on my mom's printer from like the 90s, you know?
It's like that would be the same thing like a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
Yeah.
Like in the bottle seems right.
Yes.
Also
yeah.
the tall boys, though. They have the tall boys of the past.
Let me tell you, just recently I was
Oh, like in
leaving
the
work,
train station or something?
leaving
Yeah.
work in
yeah.
Jamaica, and it had 19-ounce fucking torpedoes. I'm like, yes, please.
So I was leaving. My wife and I, we went to go see like Letterkenny live, and it was fucking Fish, New Year's Eve, blah blah blah.
boy.
So I had to deal with
Holy
all those
smokes, how
geniuses.
banged up were you?
So we're in like Penn, and I'm trying to get the train station beers, and I grab I think it was like a Dogfish, like 60 or 90, and then right next to it was that. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Tall boy torpedoes. And I grab him, and the dude in front of me tripping on mushrooms was like, I got his beers, man. I was like, hey man, you sure? Because they were like, it's about like $30. And he's like, go there, I got it. I was like, see, cool, like, all right, I'll stop talking shit about you guys. But
I mean, dude, your shoes over there.
hey man, like, pay it forward, like, and I did. But,
Yeah, there you go.
Go. Yeah, those, and I see those.
Yeah.
They had zombie dust
Yeah, we were talking
just
about that on
recently
texting
too. I was
back
like,
and forth.
what the fuck? Now I'm gonna be getting banged
So
up.
that's the thing, is
going home from work at too many
yeah, I
episodes.
never filled
This
any
is-
19.2s before, ever.
No,
Not at all.
that was the first run you fucking did.
I know.
Psychopath.
By the way, an East Coast Ghost 19.2 was fucking phenomenal. When you had that much,
Bro,
and the
I
fact that I
remember
had
when
a
he
physics.
when he told me too. He's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, first run we're doing it. Yeah, we're going with 19s." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "That's right."
Perfect for the physics.
It'll get you into certain venues, too, you know. It's
Oh,
like-
the 19s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Really?
if you
Well,
wanna get to
think,
that-
think, think
Yeah.
about UBS.
Yeah,
and
All they
that's
do is 19s.
bodegas, you know, if you want to get into
that's a good
like-
point.
That's
a good
my-
point. And in the train station,
or just like even
Grand
like a small
Central.
concert venue.
Huh.
They'll get you in
And
there.
what's the draw to that? It's less for more they can charge and less for you.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's the happy medium where they get the tall boy, the customer now is
Thinks they're getting a lot
justified
of
in
beer.
a $15 beer.
15. Well, let's go
and,
22.
you know.
I'm going to say 22. easily.
UBS is 18.
18.
Yeah,
I
so
remember. Well,
I can't wait to go buy a Ghost beer for $18 at fucking UBS or
Yeah.
one of those places.
And pour it on yourself.
proudly-
Oh yeah, like 2 more. Like,
Go on that little outside spot. It's nice out there, man. You got the TVs.
Yeah.
You get. It's a good time. Everyone's smoking pot and hanging out and
That's
having a
my
good old
fire.
time.
That's my 5-year goal for Ghost.
What, to smoke pot?
No,
And pour a beer all over yourself.
that was
Poor
like
feeling.
that was
Yeah.
long gone.
Yeah,
so
that's
not
already done.
Ghost.
Sorry.
Right. But no, like tall boys and
Yeah.
and like arenas or stadiums.
What do you?
whatever,
What
like,
beer would it be that you would put in there? What do you think the number one?
If like
seller
as
would be?
far as the market goes, it would probably be Ghost White,
White.
and or East Coast Ghost, but it would probably be Ghost White as far as the first one in the door because
no other
that-
people are doing a white.
that
Like a-
one no I mean like
Can you do it 19?
which one do I want to put in the tall boy? Yeah, like, which one will the market allow me to continue to like fill tall boys? Like,
What's a Ghost White?
it's a Belgian wit with
okay.
honey and Amarillo hops. Like,
Yeah,
but like,
it's-
but that one, like, we were able to like get into a lot of bars, take over like some tap lines with that.
because there's not many out there like that.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
as far
it's
as
a
like, even
subtle
as far as like
Belgian.
Long Island goes, like, there's not a lot of like local breweries producing a wit year round. We kind of have our own spin on it. It's price conscious.
It's drinkable throughout
And-
the year.
Yeah, and like
You wouldn't say it's a
realistically,
summer
it is,
beer
like, one of
because you
those
get-
beers. Like, no, not that I necessarily say like I think Ghost is an Applebee's brand, but that beer could be served in Applebee's to your Blue Moon drinker, and they'd be none the wiser. You know, like, not none the wiser, but like they'd be satisfied. You know,
Correct.
like. But,
And do you want that? What they call the tall version of the thing at Applebee's? A Brutus?
oh god,
You want to go Brutus?
Hey,
get a
hey man, like
Brutus
if
of-
Applebee's
of-
wants to buy like all the hey man,
With
like,
the 10, what is it, 10 o'clock half price apps?
Yeah.
And the Brutus a ghost.
I'm gonna take a Brutus, a Ghost, and some fried pickles.
Oh my lord.
$20
yo, the
out the
spin
door.
dip
Sounds
though,
great.
like the spinach artichoke dip, can't knock on that, man.
Yeah. It's got the right seeds planted. Let's just hope that we hope that for you. It's
Yeah,
good goal setting. We'll put it that way.
Question number 2.
Number 2.
All right.
By the way, just to reiterate, to circle back around, I still love the brown, but I still go to the 60 because it's easily accessible.
Fair enough.
Just
So
gonna
here he
say
goes back with the
I'm
fucking
just
dogfish
saying.
head again.
I mean, you saw the picture I sent you. I was
Look,
drinking a case of
just-
fucking dogfish this weekend.
Tag fucking Sam
Yeah, I will.
on every
Not-
show we do because you mention it every show.
Well, Sam didn't want to be on this show, 6 years ago when we were nothing. So maybe one day, you never know. We got a following of hundreds. It is true. We have hundreds.
We're, yeah.
Maybe not thousands. Maybe we're not viral yet until you say something silly like boner pill. But,
No, that was you.
well, if I do some YouTube shorts, I guarantee we get out there with the boner pill laughter. I guarantee it. You want to make a bet? How many views on YouTube do you think we get if I do a short of our boner pill segment?
Oh man.
Let's see. I'll do it. I'll cut it up this week and we'll put it out there and we'll see what happens.
And you got to see, we got to
Hopefully I don't
get
get
the whole
fired.
thing where Paul starts with, "Hello, would you take the blue
Right,
pill?"
yeah, no, I
and
know.
then everybody's gonna go, "Why did fucking Mike go that way?"
That's just the way. I don't take boner pills, but I would assume they're all blue, right? Are they all
I don't
blue?
know because I don't take them
I
either.
don't either. I don't know what's going on?
My hand knows exactly what. Oh, I mean,
Where on the undersack you need to touch to get it going.
Yeah, well, where the
You know all the right buttons.
where the
to
joy
press, we'll
spot
put it
is.
that way. Yeah, yeah, that's nice.
Question number 2. Right now, what is your favorite style?
Probably like West Coast IPA.
Good.
All
Good
right,
choice.
to drink or to brew?
Both.
Ah, nice. There
Is
we
that
go.
a tougher style? Is this? It was just about the hops. I mean, is this
Yeah, it's like keep it simple. It's straight Pilsner malt.
yeah,
Like straight Pilsner all the way.
because it's crisp, right?
Yeah.
You got like this base to work
Because
off.
like,
of.
I'm talking like more like the new school, like the California West Coast, not like the
Yeah.
you know,
Green
not the
Flash,
Washington.
Stone.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
we're
not
saying,
like the
yeah.
Washington or Portland kind of where it's a little malty. I'm talking like straight Pilsner malt
Yeah,
and just
crisp.
ton of hops.
Simcoe.
Yes. Again, no one's using Mount Hood as much, huh? Not one person
Yeah,
has said
you-
Mount Hood
you're
except
so
for
sick.
me
Yeah.
in this studio in 6 years, 7 years, whatever it's been.
No,
I
for
still, by the way, I think I still have Mount Hood
Come on,
hops. in a little
it's
Ziploc
always
bag.
for me, Cashmere and Comet.
I know. Well, you love the C's.
Cashmere.
You love it.
My session IPA is mostly Comet.
There you go.
Well,
There
I
you
have to
go.
crack one open.
Yeah, crack it open. We'll finish these occults in just a few lickety split seconds.
Paulie,
What do you got?
What's
Because we want to go through some of these. I want to talk about a little bit
I
of
mean,
stuff. too.
honestly, like right now, like I'm gonna say like to brew and drink like West Coast IPA too. Honestly, it's just because like I miss brewing them and I miss drinking them, and you really can't. You don't like find them,
I was going to say,
around that
when is that
often,
going to
and,
come back
like-
around? Because it was such a big thing
and
for a
I think
while.
it's making its way
Yeah.
back.
Big right
and
now,
like
I
I'm
think.
sure
Good.
Michael Murati's gonna call it now right now and be like, shut the fuck up, Paul. but no, like, and it's always like been this ongoing joke, and I understand it too, like from a sales perspective, like like we'll have some like fun like tit for tat back and forth, but I understand like he needs to sell it, like, and buzzwords, like I get it.
You don't
and,
think people are turned off by West Coast now?
Well,
Or
look, like
or
at
you
the
just
end of the
gotta
day, a
wait
lot
it
of times
out?
people say that they want one thing and they really want another, and you have to like look at their buying habits as opposed to like what they say, because like they'll look you in the eye and tell you one thing, and their wallet will tell you another.
Yeah,
And at the end of the day, what am I basing my brew schedule off of? What your wallet is telling me, because I want
As much as you're coming in and telling me, "Oh, bro, we need this,"
So good.
Yeah.
but meanwhile you buy.
But you just bought 3 cases of IPAs. Like, so what do you
Yeah.
what do you need right now, bro? Like,
you know what? I'm going to say I was guilty of that. I would say this is phenomenal, but at the same time, I'm like, can I drink a whole 4-pack of this tonight? No, but if that American IPA rolls my way, I'm going to drink
Exactly.
all 4
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah,
And that's just
exactly.
me, because I do like what you're brewing. I do like some of that, what you just showed me or tasted or whatever. But I know me, and I know tonight when I go home, those are the 4 beers
Right.
I'm going to drink.
I mean, like right now, like I'm drinking a lot of lagers, like whether they're like I'm usually into like Czech style pilsners or
Yeah,
like Modelo Negra, like anything in between. Like I'm down on like the crispy boys, but like I'm enjoying lagers between like the Go stuff and the contract stuff, getting to have like fun time like brewing lagers, but I really want a West Coast IPA, and
Yeah, you
and
do.
like sometimes like with the black IPA, there was so much else going on. People could like dismiss it as like not bitter, blah 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 blah. But like the modern like hophead now like really does just want that like hazier IPA,
Yeah.
and like and you can clean them up a bit. And like I agree with like what Sal was saying too, like with wanting like the hazier IPAs to finish on the drier side.
Yeah.
I really strive to like do that same thing.
Would
as
you do
well.
a West Coast Ghost?
I did do a West Coast Ghost, and like we.
When did
like,
you do that?
That was on like the opening board, and I brewed it like a
okay.
second
I must have
time.
missed that
It's
one.
gotten it like, and then the COVID just like trying to
Yeah,
like find the
fair.
footing and this and that the other thing. Less is more type of a thing. That's definitely going to be coming back at least like on a small scale, like this summertime. Like even if it's
Tap
just like
room
draft,
only, yep.
yeah, and really trying to like push that side of things. And SKI is actually really interested in taking one of our more popular summer concepts and turning that kind of like into like our summer ale like offering like for the season.
Talking about the
which
lady-
I'm really
the
excited
ladies?
about. No, ladies a year round. Well,
Okay.
like the ladies will be offered year round.
Yeah.
Like the lady in red will always be available in spring.
Love
and
Lady,
then the
Lady
other
in
ones,
Red.
but-
Blue Dream was good. Yellow, I wasn't as big of a fan of, but what was the other one?
The lady in orange.
Orange, right? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So
Lady in Red's
that one
back this year.
I like
Okay.
that one better than the yellow. So
Okay.
if I had to rank them, it's red. I'm gonna probably go with orange. No, I go blue, then orange, then yellow.
So Blue Dream's a totally different beer.
No,
Like,
I know, but it
yeah,
still was
yeah.
a blue sour that you could have just rolled off as a Lady in Blue. I mean,
but yeah, so like with the lady series, they all have vanilla in them.
okay, right.
So that's where we kind of when we saw how popular the Lady in Red was, and we decided to turn it into a series. We were like, okay, like the vanilla is going to be like the unifying fact. Like so, like the grain bill is the same always. Like
Yep.
the vanilla's in there, and then we just change up the fruit for like the color of a dress. But this year we're going to be doing so red's dropping this weekend,
Yep.
and then we're going to be doing green, which is going to be apple pear.
Ooh,
That'll be
that's
like summer
interesting.
apple pear vanilla. Fall time is going to be purple, which is going to be mixed berry vanilla, and then winter.
Have you dropped purple before?
No.
No, okay.
And
we were
then-
talking about. That's when we talked about last time when you were here, the multi-pack lady series.
Oh, yes,
right.
yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, that was that.
Remember? And you're going to do 12-ounce
that was at
like
the Cast Fest that I
sampler.
didn't win again.
Yes, that's what it was. We were talking
so-
the other Cast Fest. That'd be fucking cool. I mean, like I said, just the rainbow colors, the whole packaging being in that same art motif of
Yeah.
the label.
Like, and I'd really like to build up to like that dropping like next spring, and
That'd be really cool.
like, bringing that out.
So purple, and what was the other one you going
and
to say?
then wintertime is going to be gray, which is going to be
Hmm.
like Earl Grey tea, honey, vanilla.
Is that one going to be tough to sell as the Earl Grey? I think, no?
I don't think so at that point. Like
You're doing
like
tap
the
room
lady
anyway.
series, like really will like have its feet
Catch
like,
on, yeah.
We're like, I'll probably cut back the scale on that one, like just a little bit. Just wintertime, it's getting botanical, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, good point,
You know,
yeah.
something a little bit different. Also too, we're pushing to do like 4 ladies this year, so like that's also kind of pushing it. Whereas like last year we only did 3. So again, like sometimes like less is more, but I really want to get that concept out there because I think it's just going to be money.
Right.
And again, like just kind of like
I gotta
a
keep
little
the
bit of a
tasting room
flex
going.
side. Yeah, no, absolutely, and like at that point, we're also gonna do like the chai tea beer.
Oh, yeah, we
like, for
talked
the
about
fall,
that.
so
Yeah, that's
we're,
cool.
We're gonna get like a tea leaf reader in and do like an event like at some point in
That's
the
kinda
fall
cool.
for all that and like
Sell
You
any,
will die as you walk in the parking lot. What the fuck?
as the what's the
Volta.
Voltar.
Zoltar.
So it's telling you
Yeah,
the same thing.
Voltron comes. I mean, wait, no.
The tea
No,
leaf.
no,
Zoltar.
Zoltar is still like a
Zoltar.
huge like run for the brewery. Like every time like people come in, like they're going and getting their fortune read by him. Like he's been in the tasting room since almost day one. I think it
Staple
was
of the
like he was like
Ghosts.
our biggest Instagram post for like fucking 2 years or something. Like it was
So-
literally something like that.
What do you guys buy? Like a
roll of
roll of those, and you just shove
No,
it in?
he just like magically
He just makes them,
self-produces
yeah.
yeah.
Keep the mystique going, brother. Well, we've never opened it. We have no clue.
No, it just keeps going.
We
You know,
actually, it's
like
not even
inside-
plugged in anymore. It just fucking runs.
No. All right. So like, all right. Real story though. Like, so before we got the Zoltar machine, we had some tarot card readers and like some palm readers, and we had plenty after Zoltar as well. But we had this one tarot card reader, like really like legit, like you
Blows
can
your
tell,
mind
like,
kinda thing.
This guy like wasn't like trying to do anything for money. Like this was like this dude's like religion basically, And I ended up like having a conversation with him, and at one point I realized like I like borderline kind of like insulted him because I was like talking about wanting to do like theatrical like seances, and he was like, no, like you can't like mess around with that. And I was like, oh shit, yeah. I was like, all right, like no, like I didn't mean to offend you or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, he came back a couple times. It was a great relationship, but he always sat at this like one table. And then like a couple of weeks later, we get the Zoltar machine, and like all the chairs are up, right? And Rob goes and like puts in the first dollar, and the fucking chair that he would always sit in, it didn't fall over. It got thrown into the fucking fridge, like out of nowhere, just like whoosh, like slammed up against the fridge, hit the ground, and like Zoltar's like, oh, blah 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 blah, and like just go, and I was like, yo, that shit, like, that just happened.
That's when I would have closed the lights and fucking, I'm down.
No, that's when I was like, all right, this is legit. Like, we got this. Like,
We got a real Zoltar this time. Right?
Yeah. We got like some shit going on.
But speaking of the sours, Sal, did you ever consider maybe have you brewed a sour at 18th, and are you planning on doing something to that nature?
Yeah, I've done like a few sours. I've only been there for a year. I think I've only done like 2.
Okay, all right, so you've done a few.
Yeah, they're not like my favorite thing.
Yeah.
But I do it because people drink them.
Yeah, of
now,
course.
people really like them. I did this one that was like a watermelon and lime sour. It sold really well, yeah.
Now,
It's
would
called,
that?
Willy Melon.
I feel like every time you have lime, you should do like a gozo, like with
Oh,
that
there was
salt.
sea salt in there,
It
yeah,
was. So
there was
there
sea
you go. Yeah. That's a good combination. Like sea quench from Dogfish.
Yeah, it was a great.
I could
summer
crush
beer.
some sea quenches, and now you throw the watermelon element to that's pretty good.
I used to do an agave lime wheat at
Ooh.
Brick House.
At Brick House,
and there was
yeah.
like some
Oh, that's
salinity
right.
and that was like our number one like summer beer ever. Like it was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
We'd do like beer margaritas with it too. Like,
Get that slushy machine like fucking a brews. Forget it.
this is like way before
Yeah.
beer slushies were a thing. But yeah, like
Get the panty droppers for Joe Abruzzo. Did you ask question number 3?
No.
Holy smokes! Go ahead.
it's probably my fault. Honestly.
No,
Question number 3.
I like when the conversations completely go
Yeah,
off the rails.
yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
What is that one beer that you wish, if you went to a bar, they had on tap, other than something you brew? Could be from any time, any place, anywhere.
Like the beer that I drank the most when I'm out, or like.
You had maybe one time, or you had many times, or you can't get it now, or what is that one?
I'm always excited to see Allagash White.
There
you go.
Draft,
Yeah.
like always, it's usually if I see the
If
tap
Pete was
handle-
here, he'd be all on board. He's
Yeah.
Team Sal all the way.
If I see that tap handle, I'm like, yeah, give me that.
Yeah.
Just like, hopefully those lines are clean.
We got to call Rosie's Draft
Solutions.
Does it have to be on tap?
No, I
could
like
be
it in
anything.
I like it in can. It's all right. The bottles were good too.
He's talking
but-
about his answer,
Oh, okay.
not the blue pill.
No.
Take the red pill
I
this
wasn't
time.
going the blue pill way. I was going Allagash White. Yes, I was. Yes.
No, so, like my time in Bayshore, definitely like big shout out to Greg and Danny because they've like skewed me on this one for sure after many good nights. But Saison DuPont,
Oh yeah.
like going down to TJ Funley's afterwards and just fucking bottle after bottle after bottle of Saison DuPont, like.
I got a nice
good- it's a
750
good night.
sitting
It's a
in
good
my
night.
my fridge.
Hoptron used to have a bunch of those too, sitting on their shelves before they get rid of the shelves.
Saison DuPonts are
Honestly, I
the
thought that was,
shit.
regardless of COVID, I thought the minute they got rid of their entire, what amounted to like their bottle selection, that you could sit there with a beer off the draft and then just walk and shop. That's when I felt like, they're not gonna go as far as I thought they would.
Patchogue is a mean beast.
It is.
Patchogue is a mean beast, and it's relentless, and
And it
and
continually
as soon as-
changes.
And well, like that's the thing is like there's not a lot of protections there.
Right.
Like if I was paying rent, I'd be like pretty pissed off most of the time, honestly. Like why is there 6 ice cream shops in 2 blocks? Like no, like that. Like I lived
agree
in
with it.
Patchogue for a while. Like I lived like a mile and a half off Main Street. At one point, there was 6 ice cream shops within a 2-block radius. Like
Now, is that
why
the town
you-
allowing it, or is it
Yeah.
the people that were dumb enough to open the 6th to 5th and 6th one? Like, you
but
gotta
like,
give.
but the Chamber of Commerce's answer is like, well, it's not my job to
Right.
decide
Tell
who the
people
best
who-
pizzeria is going to be, but like,
It sounds mostly like
but
we're
there's
gonna
a
take their
reason that
money,
a strip
right?
mall won't let like 2 Chinese restaurants open up, or like I remember like this one deli that I used to work in. We were in the same shopping center as like a Chinese restaurant and a laundromat and like whatever. Like we weren't allowed to like serve anything with soy sauce. Like that was like in our lease basically. Like because landlords aren't trying to pit
Right,
you
against
know,
each
their
other,
own
yeah.
people against each other. They're, you know,
Can't do like a teriyaki chicken salad? I mean, Jesus.
No, I mean, like, it wasn't like really, but like,
I just want my teriyaki
but still, like,
chicken
it's just
salad.
a matter of like, you know, like respect to a certain.
No, well, that
degree,
makes
like,
sense.
yeah,
But
yeah.
the Patchogue was like every man for himself. Where's the rent?
Oh,
you know?
well, because then it's just another story that they could sell is like, oh, look at how awesome this town is, you
Yeah,
know?
that makes a
but,
point.
But then, like, the few problems that, like, everybody had with, like, well, parking,
Yeah.
they kept on selling it away to apartment investors.
Yep.
And, you
Yep.
know, like...
all that parking
and
behind those buildings, man, just
got
soaked
sold
up.
off for
Yep.
$10,000, and that's it.
Oh,
Like,
God,
literally,
that's
like, yeah, dude, like
They weren't
like,
renting it. They were just sold it. Now it's oh god.
That's from what I heard, yeah.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah, but no, like, and no, like, Patchogue is a relentless beast, and you know, like, my hats off to the people that have
Still
you know,
fighting it.
but like, you know, how many coffee shops can you have? How many
Yeah.
of this? And like,
Yeah.
and some of these places are getting pitted against like staples in the community that have been there 20, 30, 40 years, you know, like OGs that like stuck through the negative time and through the build up, and now they're trying to get buried, you know, like.
Like Reese's has been there fucking forever, man. And they're one of the best places.
Like,
But that's the
Del Fiore's,
thing, though,
fruit
is that-
store,
yeah.
I remember like they were like painting their building like on their own accord, and like it wasn't being painted to like the right color to the of like the town code or something.
Yeah.
and it was a
Amityville has
whole
that
big
code.
thing, and like, and it like.
You can only use colonial
it's like
colors in a
that
color
place-
palette in Amityville.
But it was they were not reinventing the wheel or
Right,
anything.
it's
and,
like fucking white.
Yeah,
It's just- but it's a
those
different
guys are, like,
shade.
if you've ever been in Del Fiore's, like,
Yeah.
you know, those guys are super traditional. They're not trying to like,
Yeah.
you know, like, come on.
It
man.
wasn't
You know,
hot
like,
pink with
you're gonna
flamingo
bust
pink.
their chops, like,
Yeah.
come on.
I mean, they're a
Like,
staple of the town.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's
And you're
a
gonna-
tough.
Yeah.
But I would assume on Long Island and even in the city and stuff like that, there's little hamlets and areas that they are super strict about certain things just because they want it a certain way, or they want to uphold whatever traditional things that they're going through. But look at what Patchogue did. They sold everything off. That's not traditional. That's the opposite of what traditional would be. It's
Yeah,
just,
and
let's
look
just
at the parking meters. Like, most of that money like goes to some company in California.
yeah.
You know,
Whoever
And-
bought the actual meters and leasing them out, and then
Yeah.
Same thing with like red light
and then
cameras
there's
and
the
everything
issues
else
between
around.
the public
It's,
safety and the cops there too. Like, you know, it's just like.
I get it to
Yeah.
try to make money for the town, but a lot of it doesn't even go to the place where you are, and
the
that's
whole
part of the
thing.
problem.
Let the cops do their job. Let
Right.
the cops keep the town safe.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, well, to have that town is a unique one,
Yeah.
but there are others that
Yeah.
try to like Huntington tries to mimic it, Babylon tries to mimic it, smaller in
Lindenhurst.
no, not as
and
much
again,
now.
too, like
Listen,
much
they don't
that
have
point-
the security company rolling the streets like Patchogue does. I laugh every time. Like it's a
Wait. It's coming.
Yeah,
It's coming.
I hope not.
I-
Well, I mean, just think
No
about
comment.
like Patchogue Beer Project and Darling and all those guys. That
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
that was a tough sell for those guys to try to do business in a town that was cutthroat.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they'll court you to get you in the door.
Yeah.
And then once you're in the door, you're just yesterday's meat.
Yes.
And they're doing the same thing to the next person.
Yeah.
And they're trying to tell you how great it's going to be that somebody that's opening up the same spot as you right next door is going to be good for you.
Right.
You know, like.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, you don't find that so much in the city, right, Sal? I mean, it's mostly more like that.
Well, where he
community
is,
effort.
There's so many people. It's just
Right.
Kind of like also.
It'd be hard to even like lock it in like that. It's a different animal in there, I would imagine. Did you ask Paul the third question?
Yeah. He
What
said
was-
Saison de
Oh, let's say it's on the pond. Okay, right. All right, so let's get into these beers. I want to break some of this down. We broke down the psych ward, so we're good with that. We next drank the Occult 45. So you kind of went through this, talking about lagering with this. Give us a little breakdown, Paul, of Occult 45. What went into this?
4.5.
4.5.
Yeah, so.
Sorry,
yeah,
I don't want to get any name.
Don't get him in trouble.
I don't want to get any copyright people going.
No, it was a 3-step mash, extended boil. Didn't put in like the first hop addition until 60 minutes to really like get that like caramelization on the wort and have that like malt focus in the beginning. Kept the hops like real light.
Meant that one.
Wow.
He said Wort, so I had to put it. I forgot which sounder it was. So that was the car crash, and then there's other ones. But yeah, sorry, my bad.
Okay.
Well, that was a car crash and a
That
half.
scared the
Jeez.
shit out of me.
You're like, what just came crashing through the
I was
back
like, what
door?
the fuck?
Yeah, sorry.
No, kept the bittering hops real light. A little flavor addition. Kind of put it more in like the whirlpool. And I know Greg would yell at me for that, and he'd definitely yell at me for like the dry hop with the noble hop. But yeah, like after diacetyl rest, once the beer was down to like 32, dry hopped it with a couple pounds of Saaz for like 36 hours, transferred it off, carved it up, and yeah, like I said, like it's like mainly like a German lager with a little bit of like an English influence, a little like spin on it. But yeah, some Vienna, some Cara Munich, regular Munich, a little bit of chocolate rye because I need that.
You have to
Yeah.
put it in everything.
But what that
Right.
did was it that tinge of color, that bronzy, rusty, that brought me back to the old school malt liquors.
Yeah,
I remember they had that look to them. So
And yeah, it has that malt focus, but it's still balanced and crushable, and
right.
4.5%.
Yeah.
So that was that's obviously a big Instagram post that you guys had up at CBC and everything else. So people are sharing that around. I saw them everywhere online. Once I kind of saw that out there, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
Matt
he
had a
has
couple
one?
cases to
Yeah,
go have some fun with it.
Like, yeah, there's one there, and there's another one. There's one on the table when I saw our buddy Chris from the Warbler and and Chris from Dubco, and it was a good time to kind of see everyone out there enjoying it. But I want to get into this because this is, by the way, delicious, and it's only a session. So this is Future Memory.
I think there's one over there.
Yeah,
It's
Future
a
Memory.
little warm right now. It's sitting in my car,
That's all
but
right.
yeah,
It's
feel
delicious.
bad.
It's one of those session beers that doesn't feel like a session.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way. It drinks like a good solid 6%er, but at 4.9 is
Yep, 4.9.
4.9. It actually it's drinking. I don't want to say heavy, but it's drinking well.
Yeah.
So what went into this
I
one?
do dry it out a little bit. I probably could get a bit more body on it, but
Yeah.
I'd rather it be a bit more drinkable. So this is just like a blend of 2 row and Pilsner malt.
Okay.
Very simple. Some flaked oats, some oat malt, and a little bit of white wheat.
Yeah, I think that's the color, kind of the lighter color to
Yeah.
it. Gives it, just a little bit of body too, and again, I hate the fucking mouthfeel feel, but it's light. It feels good.
Yeah.
But then it drinks like dank.
Yeah, it's like a little fluffy, but then I also carb it a little high, so
Yeah.
it's like spritzy at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I do
It's
like
a little
about
bit
that.
of both, yeah.
So what's the hop profile on this? Just standard.
So this is Comet.
Oh, there you go. There's the
so I
Comet.
went like a little bit old school. It's like Comet, Amarillo, and Citra.
And then Citrus.
Citra's is like a little bit
just
in the
a little
back.
bit, yeah.
Just in the back.
Yeah,
It's like a
you-
little supportive hop.
That's brilliant.
It's mostly Comet though
did you-
from like Crosby, man. It's like their Comet.
Ah,
I told
yeah.
everyone, like their Comet's insane.
The start of this, did this come from an old recipe, or you just like, let's just fucking do this thing?
No, so this was the first beer that I made for 18th Ward.
Nice. Well, that's a hell of a fucking
But-
entrance,
but,
let me
well,
tell you.
like I said, it was his recipe, and I kind of tweaked it to be my own.
Mm.
And then I think it originally had like a little bit of Comet in there. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go really Comet heavy on it.
Would you take away or just add?
There was like there was definitely like some crystal malt in there.
Okay.
I think it was like a bit like it was like a heavier beer.
Okay.
So I like lightened
But
it
still,
up a
did it
little
come
bit.
in it?
It was like darker in color also, and I was like, I want to get that lighter in color.
Did his still come in at 4.9 somewhere?
Yeah,
in there?
yeah,
It was still a
it's
session
4.9.
regardless. Okay.
Yeah.
So you just kind of rebalancing out the
Yeah,
equation.
yeah.
a
I
little
made
bit.
it like lighter in color, like a bit lighter overall.
Yeah, yeah.
And then just kind of tweak the hops a little bit, change the yeast up.
Now, we mentioned earlier your second place for the Amber. We don't have it here tonight, but
No, I wish.
I know, I've had it, so let's talk a little bit about that. Love the color of this thing. That was the first thing I noticed. I want my Amber to be fucking red.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want.
So this was like my kind of ode to
And this
Trogs
was
Nugget Nectar.
your beer.
Yeah.
I
100%
love
mine.
Nugget Nectar.
Yeah.
It's a fucking red beer.
Oh,
That's-
man. Oh, Nugget Nectar.
Oh,
Yeah,
Nugget.
so like
Out of a bottle, by the way. Not out of the fucking
that's
12-pack cans.
That's why I made that
Bottle.
beer. It was like, I was like, I haven't had that beer in a long time. I was like, I want to make something like my version of it.
Yeah.
So it was
Our
just,
co-host Pete loves a little Nugget Nectar, and really anything from Trogs turns Pete on, right?
yeah. So I was like dry hop with that Nugget CGX
Mm.
from Crosby and Simcoe.
And That's it.
Yeah.
And just use base malt to give it that color.
Yeah, so I use like that Red X malt. I don't know if anyone knows the Red X
I
malt.
don't. What do you laughing
I've never
at?
used it.
guy's sending me
Of who?
Me.
Oh,
No, my wife's sending me like embarrassing pictures of him at our wedding.
Oh,
While I'm on there.
nice. I like it.
What other
job.
pictures are there? I mean, that's all
Were you
there
doing
are.
like one of these?
Oh, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
God, yeah. That's why I don't dance. There's no memory of me doing anything
It
stupid.
wasn't my fault. Rob Raffer was very convincing in
Yeah.
wanting to dance with me.
Well, you know what? Then as you do at a wedding. By the way, congratulations. I saw you though since then, right? You were.
Oh
at
yeah,
Blue Point,
yeah.
But you guys
Thank you, though.
took a nice little trip recently, and
Yeah, Jamaica.
Nice.
Can't wait to go back.
Yeah, dude. Like tomorrow.
Yeah.
I remember the days of we had kids already, but my wife and I went on our little 10-year anniversary and went to Dominican Republic at like a private all inclusive.
Yeah, dude, this place had
nothing-
12 rooms.
Holy shit!
And they were not all in the same building.
That's awesome.
Like, yeah,
That
it
is
was,
awesome.
It was stupid.
Yeah, and we went pre-COVID, but it felt like COVID times. There was nobody there. Like you'd see a couple of people here and there, and especially if you had like an event at night where the music would play, you'd see a bunch of people. But overall, going to the beach, like you'd look around, like where the fuck is everybody at these places? No, that's the point. Like you don't want to be around other people. It's just you and that person, and you go and enjoy yourself. We had a private pool. It was fantastic.
Yeah, this place didn't even have beaches. It was just all these like little private coves that you could just like go
Totally
down
cool.
and like chill.
Yeah.
And then they all had their own like ladder drop into the ocean. And like lifeguard on duty, like there was two
really?
actually between
Yeah.
both spots, like go snorkeling. Oh yeah. It
That's
was like
fucking cool.
fucking stupid. Like private caves to eat dinner in, like if you had that package.
Jamaican beer. What'd you
like,
drink?
and
Did they have Brooklyn down there?
No, I mean,
They
I
have
was
Brooklyn
drinking
everywhere.
Red Stripe, like that
Oh,
was
there you
like
go,
it.
yeah.
But like it was, I mean, in the mornings it was coffee with rum cream, and then after that it was pina coladas until
Yeah.
like,
When
and then
in
like
Jamaica?
around like 11, switched over to Dark and Stormies.
Nice.
It was like
idea.
Dark and Stormies until like 5 o'clock. Then it was like beer o'clock, and then it was beer o'clock until dinner. Dinner I drank red wine,
Yeah.
and then after dinner I was either going back to beer and or Dark and Stormies, or
Jesus.
both. Like yeah.
You know your stomach holds up well. I'm not a wine person. I can't.
Dude, I didn't
the
like
the tannins.
every day. It was no problem. It was just
Yeah.
like
Your body's like, this is a vacation for
yeah,
me
this
too.
is like fucking. I was like Hercules every day. Like, yeah.
Hercules.
Eating fruit, soup every day. Like
Eating
yeah, what
blue
the fuck
pills,
Is
it's
this?
all good.
Oh, there he goes.
Hey.
And
I
he's
gotta have,
right
I gotta have a
back.
callback
man, like,
every once in a while. Come on, give me a
You-
break. Yeah.
Gotta
have the callbacks.
I gotta talk to Chris. I don't
Oh,
know what's
God.
going on over at the O'Toole house.
Yeah, well, no, she's fine. She wants to go back to Dominican as well. Jesus. Yeah, so like I said, good times, man. It's good stuff, and that's the way most of us now find out about what other people are doing. Right? It's all about online and the connections. You guys, obviously, both your breweries, respectively, have done some great things with social media. How do you guys attack the current market? Like, what's going on? What's the main place to kind of promote your brewery and what you're doing right now?
I mean, honestly, it's Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still just Instagram.
For breweries, do you think overall, like, that's the platform for everybody?
I mean, like personally, like from what I've noticed, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, we've like dabbled in TikTok a little bit, and it's like a little bit hit or miss. Like it's kind of one of those things like you don't necessarily see those likes or whatever translate into sales,
Right.
whereas like on Instagram you do, whether it's like for an event or this or that or the other thing.
And it's
Yeah,
also a lot of work, in my opinion, for TikTok. You gotta host it. Like you stand behind the bar sometimes on some of these videos and go, "Hey, what's going on?" Like blah blah, whatever you're doing at the moment. If you did it on TikTok, it just takes a while. But on Instagram,
like all
it
the
feels-
editing
yeah,
and-
it feels,
yeah.
feels right to just cut a video and be done with it in 2 seconds with someone with a phone.
Yeah, and like for me too, just having like the music background and this, not the other thing,
Yeah.
I could kind of piece it all together, kind of have it like scrambled in my head, and like at this point too, like Danny, like our social media manager and like events coordinator, she kind of like also knows how I work too, where we'll have like ideas back and forth, but like a lot of times she's like, all right, like what do you see, da da da, then it ends up being a Rolling Stone, and I like never tell her no. Like half the time she's like, hey, like yeah, like let's shotgun some occults or whatever. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, whatever, you know. Like she wanted me to like for the Blue Dream like be like Salt Bay and like do the blue. I was like, yeah, let's go. Like I'm all in. I'll go get some like little.
It's good to have somebody there that kind of is
yeah.
in touch with the social media landscape in a way. But like Facebook's not a thing of the past, but really not even for that anymore. Twitter is not that anymore. We know what that's turned into. So for the most part, I mean, Instagram is the last platform for marketable businesses to kind of get their information out there,
and
right?
for me too, like, you know, like, yeah, there's definitely magic in editing. You could do all sorts of fun stuff too.
Yeah.
But like, I love that like little like Wes Anderson kind of like, if you could pull it off in one take kind of a thing, you know, like, and I feel like even on like that last video, since Rob, like with like the Pack Tech Pilsner, like I started off like over at like the Grave and then walked him over.
I
we were
was
laughing.
fucking pissing my
Afterwards, I was like,
pants.
oh my god, this is like Life Aquatic shit. Like,
And I got to him too late because he was like, you know, oh, I'm professor, and I'm like, bro, you need to call yourself.
Did Pete email us or text us about all that? Did he? I say email like I'm 30. Like I'm 80 rather. Did he text us about? Did you guys see the new Rob Raffa video? The Uber Keeper? I thought he might.
Because I was,
maybe he did
I
to
was,
me.
I was watching it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, bro, you got to call yourself like Professor, you know, Paulie Boy or something like that.
yeah, no, like, and that whole thing too, like that whole like Professor Paul character, like got a lot of like feedback from, like in all of our like comments or whatever, and in our,
And that's the
like,
other thing. You get the
messages where-
instant feedback almost
Yeah.
within moments of posting of people watching, getting like the responses. It makes a lot of sense on that platform.
Oh yeah, so like that's definitely a character that's gonna be like coming back. I was even like saying
Oh,
to Danny,
yeah.
I was like, if we're just like describing a beer,
Professor
like, whatever,
Paul, the
like-
knowledge boy. That's what I
That's
said.
what it was. Yeah.
Can borrow a lab coat from Ian in North Fork. We're good to go.
But yeah, like I was like using the hydrometer like it was like a pointer, like, and like it was, you know,
Like
it was
you
good
had,
times.
you
But
had all the pack text down in the
in the hot bag.
in the hot bag. And I'm like, oh yeah, then we add the red ones.
Yeah, I think like 4 people got the BPA jokes, but they laughed.
it was
They all
so
laughed
good.
pretty hard, but like, but no, and that was the thing too. Like even that, like a lot of people got to see a different side of Rob and I that they hadn't seen before. They might have heard that we were friends, but then they saw that shit, and
Yeah.
then like it was like, wait, what the fuck's going on? And then like the people that were getting it too, it was like, oh damn, and you know everyone was better than the next one, you know, and that's what was up. And
So to
it
give
was
you the
cool, too,
background,
like-
Sal, they had there's a local bottle shop in Deer Park.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you know what it
I
is.
don't know the other guy. What's his name? Rob?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know him.
Oh, from
but
Uber Geek, yeah.
Yeah, he was the best man at my wedding. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So
So they do this bracketology. Last year, Pete, Steve, and we did like a. I thought we were all going to dress up in fucking suits. Steve and I dressed up in suits, and oh, there you go. And and Pete comes in like in a fucking, you know, just a long sleeve T-shirt. We're like, dude, we're all going to be like pretend like analyzers like we are in NCAA basketball. And he comes in and he ruins the whole thing, in my opinion. But sorry, Pete.
Yeah, what did he have? Is like
He had like a
Slayer
yeah,
shirt or some
Tool shirt or
shit,
at
something.
least
like
show
that.
up with like the suit shirt.
Yeah,
that was right.
I wouldn't mind
would've been
that.
fine,
I have a
but-
powder blue tuxedo shirt. He should have just wore that. But we did a breakdown of our second round and Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4, and the final
Who
championship.
ended up winning? This
Last year,
well, this year
Oh, it's still
was
going this
yeah,
year?
this year
it
was Jones Beach.
Jones Beach Brewing.
So we'll tell you what the actual
I
thing
voted for
is.
you, Paul.
Yeah, we all.
Appreciate it,
I think we all did. But either way, I mean, it's like the best of Long Island. You know, that whole thing from Beth Faye Treadwell. It's all about just who you can get to vote, and it's a popularity contest in a way. And as we know, Jones Beach has done a phenomenal job at marketing. They are a clothing company first, and then a brewery, and then a marketing company.
I didn't say, guys. I didn't say.
I did.
I'm sorry.
They know it. I've said it to them. And they did a phenomenal job before they ever even brewed a beer that was out in the public to have so much merch out there.
The day they came on the show, I
Yeah.
beat them up so bad about having so much merch.
You know what? It
Before
worked
they
out.
even brewed a beer.
Yeah.
And guess what? Yeah.
They're good dudes though, man.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
solid
yeah, yeah.
dudes. Like,
They're a whole bunch of them, passionate, just
And
good
they're,
people.
They're funny
And for the
guys.
right reasons.
So they love busting balls. They love.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
take a joke. That's why I
oh,
don't
we
mind.
talking some shit together.
Oh
that's for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. It's a lot of fun. It's good to have people in the industry that way that you can just kind of mess around with a little bit. But they end up winning it. Who'd they beat in the final? I forget who they were up against.
Sand City.
Sand
Isn't
City.
it? Oh, it was Sand City. So that's tough,
Yeah,
man.
because Sand
Because
City
Sand
beat
City's,
Root and Branch.
which is also tough. But I mean, Root and Branch has a following, but maybe not that local hopscotch following. That's the
No.
thing, is like you also have to know what hopscotch is to know that this is even going on. So I mean, you guys, the hopscotch thing, the brackets and everything that they've put together has helped an enormous amount of breweries. And what we talked about on our chat is that they get better every year on kind of arranging the
brackets.
regions a little better.
Brackets were really
Well thought out this year.
everybody was like, "Oh man, this one's going against this." Oh,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
was
They
thought
did it by
out.
like region, like it should be, like some of the Brooklyn Queens, and then they had Nassau County.
Well, it was-
and Western Suffolk. And
I
Eastern
mean, like
Suffolk
you know,
kinda.
you had Norfolk against Peconic.
Mm-hmm.
You know that's like right there. That's perfect.
Yeah, that's
And when
it's
you
like
come
top
out of
Root
those
and-
Root and
regions,
Branch against
yeah, well, you had
Sand City.
You had the west side coming out of the two brackets on one side, and you had all the eastern stuff or Suffolk stuff coming out of the other side, and then it was basically Nassau versus Suffolk in the end, right? I mean, Sand City versus
Well, yeah, because
Jones Beach, and they're brewing out of Farmingdale, so that's
and
Nassau
the
County.
other breweries that were either in the city or upstate were knocked out.
Right. Yeah, and then that's tough too. They had Hudson Valley on there, I think, at one point. There was
Other half.
Yeah, other half. What, that doesn't make much sense. Considering people lined up down the block for other half.
insane.
I know it's tough, but it's all popularity. And it's all about the people that know
It was
their
all good fun.
right.
And again, to get to cross promote a lot of breweries.
Yeah.
So is it like only breweries that they sell? I'm guessing.
Yes.
No,
Well, you know what? You vote.
You have to
Be nominated.
Nominated.
Because
to
I
be in
got
some-
nominated last year, and I'm like, how are you people doing this?
Hold on a
I
second.
fucking closed my brewery. What the fuck?
But it worked out. It worked out just fine.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. All right. So let's stop. What else do you have over there? I see something with stripes over there. I just
Yeah,
want
so
to.
that's like dry hopped blonde ale.
Oh, yes, please.
Hello
Let's
there.
taste this. So give us a little breakdown of this. Newer beer, older beer, revamped beer.
So I think this is a beer I've maybe made like 3 times.
Okay.
Illegal tender.
Yeah.
So that's it's always sunny reference.
Yes. Love. By the way, my son is named Mac, specifically after Mac from Always Sunny,
That's awesome.
but spelled
You gotta
M-A-C-K,
You got
like
a lot
the
of
truck.
issues. That's all I'm going to say.
I do. Well, I love my wife and I.
Oh, now I know why you named your daughter Charlie.
No, it was Sweet D. We named her Sweet D.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
No, but I mean, my wife and I, before kids,
Had a life.
had a life, and we watched a lot of shows together. One of the shows that we would literally like come together for every week was Always Sunny. And every week I'm like, Mac is like in my opinion, like the premier guy. I mean,
He's
Dennis was
hilarious,
great, but he's just great comedy brings to it. The actor himself is fantastic. And as much as I love Charlie Day, I couldn't name my kid Charlie. My buddy already named his kid Charlie, so I can't name my kid Charlie. But that was the essence behind that. And my daughter, by the way, is after Island. That's why. Long Island, Isla. Yeah, so it worked out well. And she was conceived in California, so her middle name is Callie.
And we needed to know that.
Well, I didn't use any boner pills. I'm just letting you know.
You're happy about that.
I'm very happy about that. Oh, natural.
As you should.
Yes,
As you should.
exactly. So, I mean, this blonde ale inspired by past brews, stuff that you've done, kind of, like I said, revamped.
We should not have started with that black IPA.
Yeah.
My palate's pretty wrecked. But no, it was just so last year when I went to CBC, I found like the hop Contessa. Heather from Hopsteiner, she like put me onto it. So I like rubbed it down. I was like, man, it smells awesome. I was like, it'd go great in like a lager or something really light. But I was like, I didn't quite want to do a lager because it takes,
Yeah, too much
Too
time.
much fucking time.
I do them, I
Time and
do
effort.
them, but it's like I wanted a beer where I could flip kind of quick, make it super light. So then I was like, oh, let me do like a blonde ale, and do like a very light dry hopping with it, and it's just a great hop. You get like it's 100% Contessa too, by the way.
Oh, wow.
So you get like a lot of like green tea, almost like honey
Yeah,
crackery from it.
there is that subtle notes of those for sure.
So
I like the hummingbird behind the. It makes a lot of sense.
This is like a nice, easy drinking beer. It's fun.
Really is.
The overall conceptual idea, blonde instead of just a standard ale, or what was?
Yeah, so we do like multiple golden ales.
Okay.
So I was like, let me like do
You have enough
blonde
malt.
ale.
You have enough malt there. Like, yeah, we already do golden ales. Might as well do the blonde.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
just kind of differentiate a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, of course. So what do you guys have moving forward as these, these contracts start expiring at is the plan
I
to
don't
move?
think I don't even think we got into how many taps do you guys have in your.
We had 12, but we lowered it to 10.
Okay.
Only because we got rid of our draft system and built like a new one.
yeah.
And 10 just kind of made sense for us.
Okay.
The walk-in's a bit small, and now we're doing direct draw straight from the walk-in, so we can only fit like so many kegs
Sure.
in there.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, instead of someone going down there and unstacking everything. Oh my God, it's the
Yeah.
worst. Playing, keg Tetris. I used to have to do that the meatball place to get into that keg that's sitting all the way back there.
Yeah, that's
I have to
hilarious.
shift.
There
shift,
is
move,
one
move, move.
left. We know what's in there.
Yeah,
it's in
is
the
it?
back.
Yeah, it's like in the very back corner, stacked too high. And it's like
Never
God.
do that to my bartenders.
Oh,
Never.
God.
On my life.
If you have enough space, you shouldn't. But I
I
mean,
ask any bartender that I ever worked with at Brick
and
House,
listen, I'm
like,
not a big
never did I
guy.
ever
I'm
do
not
that
a big
to them.
guy. I've learned some tricks of the trade of what I need to do to make that happen. But it was a royal pain in the ass to try to move stuff around when you have a packed bar, you're in the weeds, and
Oh,
a
yeah, no, I
fucking
agree.
beer runs out, and you're like,
I agree.
Fuck.
Your job is to bring the money in.
Yeah.
Like my job is to stack that shit. So like you go in there, you swap that keg, and you're right back at it.
You're right.
You know?
That's the
Like-
way it should be.
And I tell my bartenders every time, like if I'm in the bar, I'm like, I don't care if I'm sitting there with my mother, like, and that keg taps and it's a packed night.
Yeah.
You tell me to go change that fucking keg, like
It's getting changed.
I got you. Like I'll
And,
slip
and
it.
then he sends his mother back there to change it. Yo, Ma, I'm fucked up. Go change that keg with me.
Ma, put down the walker, get your ass in that walk-in, and let's get this going. Or bring that walker and use it as leverage. You ever use a 2x4 on a walker? You can get stuff done. I'm telling you right now. So the new makeup, right, is allowing for you to do a couple of brew days, a couple of brews a day.
So we also did get some 20 barrel fermenters.
Oh.
So I'll be able to like double batch.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, you really got
I
what
smell
you wanted.
I smell distribution.
Yeah.
Well, you should. At
we
this
all-
point,
we
you're-
we do have a second tap room up in New Rochelle now too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. When did you open that? Like last year?
No, it's been like a few months maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it hasn't been that long. But so far it's been working out well.
Yeah. It's a smaller space, but
It's very
just
small, but
just a
it's-
tap room.
Yeah, it's just a straight up like small bar.
Yeah.
That's all we really wanted.
Yeah, just something to have, some sort of
Yeah.
regional
And we have like
exposure.
a little bit of food there, but nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But and it's in a great spot because it's right by the train station right there.
Right, yeah.
And you could
That's
even
right.
get there from from Midtown. Like
Just take the
I think it's like one stop or two stops maybe.
on
I
the
think you stop
wow.
in Harlem and then New
Wow.
Rochelle right there. Yeah.
that makes it easy.
Yeah.
Especially for commuters, people that live in the
Exactly.
area,
Just
just
so many,
stopping
like,
off, grab a
commuters that
beer.
live right over
Mostly
there.
shipping cans right up there, right? I mean, you do
We're
probably a
doing
couple
kegs,
of kegs.
too. Yeah, we're doing kegs. We're actually installing a brand new draft system up there.
Oh,
Because we had kegerators.
yeah.
We're like, we'll keep the building came with kegerators. We're like, we'll keep them. See how
Wait, the
business
building
is.
came with kegerators?
It used to be like Darnier Bruco, and we just kind of like took over the lease from them. He wanted out. I think he wants to do something different.
Yeah.
And we're
Not
like,
brewing.
yeah. So we're like, it was a pretty cheap lease. I'm like, all right, yeah, we'll take it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So we just took the kegerators. Like, we're not. So we just do like sixtels up there.
Okay.
Well, we'll see how it goes for a
Yeah.
few months. And like business has been good. So we're like, okay, like now we'll actually install a draft system.
Yeah, okay.
Put some money in the place.
Absolutely, yeah.
Bring half barrels over.
So Decadent is up and around that area, right?
yeah, they're
so-
like the town over. I think,
Right,
in
yeah, because
Marinette.
they have the train stop that stops probably
Yeah.
right after New Rochelle. And I remember my friend at work lives up there. We saw the flood that happened right by the train
Yeah.
station, and halftime,
Halftime, yeah.
right next door, lost. So I'm glad that they represented, by the way, up at CBC in Albany. Halftime was awarded, like a prestigious, or at least nominated, I think, for a prestigious award for supporting the craft beer industry. Is it hard to get into halftime? That's like a difficult thing to get like your shelf space there?
don't
or is that
know.
a major distribution, or is it their own private?
I think it's just like a big beer
yeah,
package
just like
store.
Superstar would be or something like that, and they just have a couple locations and. Yeah, I don't know much about it. That's why I was wondering. I saw the name pop up
Yeah,
on
I
the.
think they're like right next to Decadent House too.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's Decadent, and then the next building is Halftime, and they.
Have you been there?
Yeah, I've been in Decadent.
Have you been to Walters? The hot dog place?
No.
Dude,
We
I tell
stopped.
everyone.
I was up in Boston. I stopped on the way home I was with the family, and I stopped at Decadent, and it was just after COVID, so they weren't really open. But I contacted the guy and I said, "What's going on?" And I forget who it was because we had him on the show within like a month afterwards. Got a bunch of pastry stouts. Sorry, Steve, and took it home because that's what they're known for. And had him on the show like a month later, and then maybe like 6 months later, the flood happened, and it hurt Decadent, but not as bad as it hurt Halftime. We saw pictures online of just everything flooded out, and it's not even like it's a low-lying area. It's just however the architecture is of that area, the slope of the train
it came
station.
through the sewer or something.
Yeah,
I don't
just
know.
an enormous amount of rain and stuff came through and just flooded out that whole area. It's crazy. It's tough, man. You think you're going to be away from the water. You don't want to live on the South Shore or the North Shore, but then you get hit by a rainstorm, and next thing you know, boom, bam, boom, you got your whole fucking business flooded out. But I'm glad they rebounded because they're a good place and good people, apparently. Well respected in the craft beer industry. So to get distribution out, and with this new system that you guys have going on, are you still going to bring in Malt Man, thinking about your own canning line? Do you have room for the canning line?
No, see, that's the thing. We don't have the room. Like, we've thought about it. We're like, maybe in the future we'll try to, like, take away 2 more tables. You know?
Yeah. Or at least, I've seen people with the mobile rig where they can fold it up. It's kind of like
you could just kind of push it in the corner when you're
modularized
not
or whatever.
using it.
But that's tough, too.
Yeah, we thought about
it.
it. But it's just easier right now to bring in Malt Man.
Yeah.
I'm cool with all them. So I don't mind giving them work.
Yeah, they do a great job.
Yeah.
And so far, so good on everything. Nothing seemed like it went out of whack.
They always make sure.
Yeah, they're really like stringent on that. Paul, what do you guys have going on in the tanks right now? What are you brewing up?
Right
You got some
now-
East Coast Ghosts in there?
I got East Coast
Of
Ghost.
course
I
you
got Ghost
fucking do.
White.
Yeah, you do.
Doing Skeleton Key later on this week, and then I've got another
Ooh,
contract.
forgot about Skeleton Key.
But
Is that the Kolsch?
no, it's a pale ale.
Pale. Okay, good. Yeah.
But speaking of Kolsch, though, like I've had this like West Coast Kolsch recipe that I really want to do, where it's like brewed and fermented like a Kolsch, but hopped like a West Coast IPA. Like
Coming in a low ABV, like something like 4. Like
yeah,
a session.
it was like 4.852.
Ooh,
but
okay.
like session, if it's like over 4.9, you get castrated.
No.
Yeah, like
That's why Sal's pushing the limit on that
4.9,
session. Yeah, 4.9.
but,
You're right though. As soon as it hits 5, it's like it's not really a
It's a
session.
pale ale
anymore.
now, right?
Oh no! Like the first time I released fucking Knife Fight, it was 5-1, and I got like crucified. It was like, okay, so but like a double IPA is like 8%, but 7% IPA isn't a real IPA. Like
Right. All right.
like whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
So,
you
like,
purists with
yeah,
your,
yeah, okay, but 5-1 isn't session. Okay, sorry. But
that one's on me. That one's
yeah,
on me.
yeah.
My
so
bad.
Next batch, it got brought down to 4.9, and that was it. But yeah. So right now in the tanks, I have a double IPA called Medusa.
Oh,
It's 8%. It's
have you brewed that one before?
no.
Did you
New label.
Ooh, I'm
I was
interested.
gonna say,
Yeah, new label,
8%,
new
I
recipe,
was
new
like-
concept. But yeah, it's a Mandarina, Motueka, and Mosaic. So all the M's.
All the M's.
And
What's that
yeah.
one called?
And you
Medusa.
know why he
Medusa
put the
IPA.
M's?
M. Yeah, the M's in it.
Yeah,
What?
all the M's because
But yeah, and then the next thing in the tank, I believe, is Contessa.
Okay.
Oddly enough, which is going to be a strawberry kiwi sour,
Okay.
and then cucumber honeydew saison is coming
Oh
back.
yeah, I like that one.
I think that's most likely going to be coming back in 12 ounce.
So a lot of
cans this
spring
year.
beers coming out. and
Yeah,
next
yeah,
year,
yeah. That's around the corner, and then I think like maybe like for June I want to do some like West Coast Ghost like for like
Yeah.
tasting room, just
Yeah,
get like a
going
nice,
back to the
like,
19s,
IPA.
or you're gonna stick to the 16s? Oh,
I want the 19s.
Yeah.
I don't think the market is like ready for 19.2 ounce like Ghost cans yet. Like we're just getting our footing back now, like with like proper distribution, and we'll have like proper distribution in the city again for like the first time in a while too, once they get that foothold. So like I think right now it's really focusing on just laying that groundwork. If anything, I think again, like if the market wants it, I think, you know, like beers like the Ghost White would actually probably go in like 12-ounce, 12-pack box first.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because again, like we could also be competitive in that price point. And there seems to be a big push on like wanting the hazies in like 12-ounce cans too, which like at that point I'm like just talking to sales and I'm like, if you want it, like we could do it, but like yeah, like that's on you, like that's you.
That's on you to promote the shit out of
no,
that.
but at
Well,
again, like
you
at a
split
certain
the batch. You know, you do some 6
Yeah,
days,
yeah.
and see what sells quicker.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Ooh,
But like,
yes.
you know, we'll see where that goes. But like, really, like for Ghost, like 19.2s, I'd love to see that. Like, if the demand starts happening for it, like, you know, maybe fall, but like really try to push for like spring, summertime next year, and go from there. I mean, it's one of those things. If people start asking for it, we'd be able to pivot and like make it happen, no problem. But sometimes less is more. Just really trying to have that focus and, you know, get that shelf space, maintain it, hold it down, and kind of go from there.
Yeah.
You know, and again too, like with again like beers like the Ghost White, it might make sense to like transition that down to like 12-ounce before we're talking about like tall boys too. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, like
Go
that's
balls
kind
to
of
the
one of
wall
the,
right off the bat.
yeah, like that's kind of one of the advantages with Ghost. Like, you know, like we've got like the space in the warehouse and this and that. The other thing where, you know, we can keep the batches small, we can keep them fresh. If the market starts to pivot one way, you know, it's just a matter of us now like ordering the labels for it, and now
Right.
you know, but those labels are already approved. We already have them designed.
That's true
like,
too,
ready
yeah.
to go, type
And
of
that's a
thing. Like, we
process
already
in and
have
of
it on
itself,
speed
right?
dial.
It's just sending them in, get the...
Yeah. I
Get the
mean, that's
approval
like,
for
you
all
know, and
those, and-
that's the whole thing too. Like for us, like, you know, we try to like set up like a mock limited program, like 6 months to like a year in advance, and then just get the artists going.
Right.
Get the artists going, get the labels submitted for approval. Because then once everything's submitted for approval and approved, and this and that, the other thing, you know, like you could change ABVs and then
Right,
send
right.
it off to print, and you don't need that to be like reapproved and whatnot.
Right.
As long as everything initially is approved.
It's really
So-
about the artwork and the copyrights and trademarks and stuff like that.
And then
Make
all of
sure
a sudden
they're-
too, like, you know,
The
if you have a
name,
dozen
too.
pieces
Yeah, the
of
name,
artwork
yeah.
already lined up and approved, ready to go, that just need to be sent off to the printer.
Right.
And the market is pivoting, and oh, hey, I got one of these like XYZs already ready to go.
Right.
You know, like by the time that's back from print, it's ready to come out of the fermenter and get packaged. You know, so like that's kind of like, you know, we try to like be Boy Scouts on that level, and you know, where we shake what our mama gave us and like be able to like pivot on that dime. Like
Got
like
all the
if we
puns
need to,
tonight. You got it. I love it.
but-
Well, you sound like you're going to be fucking busy. Let me just tell
yeah,
you.
I mean, I have been busy. Like this last month, I brewed more beer than I have this year.
Wow.
So
We got to replace that SKI.
and it looks like there's going to be
hand
like no
picking.
shortage in stock for the next few months.
That's
So,
good.
like, but yeah, no, it's super.
The both of
busy,
you are
but-
super fucking busy between your renovation and getting back going and the upcoming season for Brooklyn Steel and all the
Yeah,
concerts.
it's about to get busy.
It's about to get busy. I saw the lineup too.
Yeah,
There's
right
some
now, this is the
good
gear
shows.
up for the shitstorm.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And then it's like Boston.
What is
Wall
really
until
is it
summer.
April to September, April to October, something like that?
I mean, I guess it kind of depends on like
Location.
your location, because
yeah.
if you talk to the out east breweries,
Oh fuck it, yeah.
like they operate in a whole
Through
different
November.
season than like
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm like November if they're lucky,
Yeah.
and if they're able to go that long, you know. Whereas like we'll kind of go strong until December, maybe into January, you know, like
Right.
So
You have
I'm-
like a
I'm
2
sure
to
in the
3 month
city-
layover. They have like a 5 month layover kind of
Yeah,
thing.
it's
But they're
tough,
hot and
yeah.
heavy for their other 6 months or so, 12,
Yeah,
7
yeah.
months.
And even like these last 2 years, like January and February didn't suck.
Yeah.
And like this last year in particular, it was kind of like, I don't know what the fuck's going on here, but like, and this
Really?
has broken like every rule ever that I've ever been in the industry. Like,
Yeah.
looking at those like numbers, I remember even at Brickhouse, like, no, every January, every February, like sucked.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like these numbers are all right. Let's go. What's up? Like,
I mean,
so,
even
yeah,
if
it's
it's break
been-
even months, you're feeling on top, right?
Hey, like break even January is
It's
yeah,
fantastic.
January, you know,
That's
like,
fucking fantastic.
break even February when Christmas bills are in,
Yeah.
and Valentine's Day bills are in, and Super Bowl's done, and
Yeah.
that's nothing. You know, right before Irish Drinking Month kicks in, like that's nothing to be upset about.
No.
Like, you know.
So you guys have a lot going on. I want to give you an opportunity to kind of promote and give big plugs for what's going on. What's coming up with you, Sal? Any major announcements to have or anything crazy to announce? first Brooklyn Steel thing that you're going to be open for, or next Brooklyn Steel show that's going to be out there?
I don't really keep track of the schedule.
But where can people find the information if they need to?
Definitely our Instagram,
Yeah.
18 Ward Brewing. And then even like for anyone that's upstate listening, we have a separate page for our newest Shell tap room.
Yep.
And there we also do live music.
Which is very cool. Yeah, it's
It's
a
a
good
very
idea.
intimate spot. I think it's like mostly acoustic stuff, but it's
Still something to have. Do you have standard tap room hours up there? I would imagine.
Yeah, it's on the
Yeah.
Instagram.
Right. No, I know.
Yeah, I don't
try-
even know.
Yeah. Do you hold standard taproom hours even when there's no shows going on, or you're only really
We
open?
did, but now we're not.
Yeah.
Until I think we get things up.
Right,
and
right,
running.
because of renovation.
Yeah, because now we're just open for shows. That's it.
Right.
Bring a little bit of money.
Yeah,
in.
until the whole
Yeah, it's a-
shitstorm is over for sure. Paul, a little contact information. What's going on? What's coming up?
Yeah, so
You got beer in a bar coming up again? My wife loves it over there, by the way.
yeah, they actually just messaged us. I want to say like maybe like a May date. Like we're locking in a
She
a
likes
date,
your space
like,
specifically to do
but-
beer in a bar.
The bar and beer girls are awesome. Like it's always a great time with them. And one of them's Croatian, so we definitely don't always get drunk and have a good time together. So yeah, like Liz is awesome. Like we always end up having a fucking riot, and yeah, it's always a blast when they're there. It's always a good time. But yeah, they reached out to us. It was actually like a couple of days ago. So I'm sure Danny's like locking that down now.
Yeah,
so,
just doing their
yeah,
rounds.
within the-
They
Oh,
like
yeah.
to spread it out.
Yeah,
Spread the
yeah,
love.
like they're a rotational gig, like, and
Yeah.
we're just happy to be part of the rotation.
My
you
niece
know,
just turned 21, and now she's part of the bar and a beer brigade with my wife. Whenever she sees ones pop up, she's like, "All right, my niece is going to come out and do one too." So it's about the word of mouth and
Oh
recruitment
yeah, no,
for sure.
absolutely.
What is this bar? And
So it's bar is like a it's
ballet.
It's ballet, but like more like yoga
Stretching
with
and-
dancing. It just exercises different muscles.
okay.
And my wife was a dancer, my niece was a dancer, my daughter's a dancer. They're all dance, so they love they feel sore. It's kind of like a workout. It's almost like
Yeah,
And they drink beer while they do it.
and they
like,
yes,
routine,
everything is
like-
done with the beer in their hand.
That's
So
fine,
every
yeah.
motion, everything they do, it's all done with beer. You get in touch with them. I mean, once you have your tap room open, you have some space. They do a great job on promoting it and getting it out there and bringing a lot of people into the brewery for an off morning.
Yeah, they come in like an hour and a half beforehand or whatever. The class is like an hour before like the brewery opens up, and then they all like hang out afterwards and drink, and I know it's a good time. It's a good hang session. Like,
Yeah. So shout out to the girls over there. They're doing a great job, especially out here, but definitely would expand themselves throughout. Really appreciate you guys for coming in on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, that is fantastic. We had a lot of fun, and fucking beer's phenomenal. As I once tasted directly in the brewery, and I certainly love the Black IPA. So
Yeah, you made us drink it first and ruined everything.
damn fucking
Yeah,
right.
It did kill my palate. It's all, I keep drinking. I'm like, I don't
Damn
taste
it.
anything.
I just taste Black IPA all
Yeah.
night. Nice. See, that's why I love it so much. This is the Word with Mike, Pete, and Steve, GovsRadio.com. Thanks a lot for everyone for tuning in tonight. Sorry we punched out early, but we will be in full audio form on all of our platforms at Spotify, the Hopped Up Network, iHeartRadio Network, iTunes, and am I missing one? Yeah, I'm probably missing one somewhere in there. Oh, Amazon Music.
Yeah,
Yeah. And, of course, we'll be on our YouTube page coming up in the next few days. Gentlemen, thanks a lot for hanging out.
Yes.
Thank you.
This is the Word with Mike, Pete, and Steve, GovsRadio.com. Something before we get out of here, Steven?
Yeah, only take one blue pill. Don't take 7.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, you don't want to have to part the Red Sea at a concert
Yeah.
telling everyone to watch out. Excuse me. Watch, please. This is the Word with Mike, Pete, and Steve, GovsRadio.com. We out!
Well, that's 2 hours of your life that you'll never get back.
Are you kidding me?
Please hang up and try again.
This has been The Wort on Govs Radio. I hope you're drunk enough.